We are already into the quarterfinals, and there is a look at what could be the last year for Fallen. The leader of Furia.
Okay, are we back?
Squads have come out to EWC. Who is going to go the furthest? Well,
I think we might be back.
We'll find out by the end of tomorrow night. We've got Dupree and Yanko alongside me. I'm your host, Chris Bucket. Gentlemen, we just finished an epic FaZe versus Vitality matchup. That was the round of 16, but now we are jumping
Give me a
forward
second.
into the
Need to double check because the
You win
internet
here,
died
you're
earlier.
top four. You're making serious cash at EWC.
Yeah, and I think that really stands out for the likes of G2, right? They haven't made a top four since they won in London back last year. So for them, it's also about showing that the change of Sampire for Wrinkle was you know, is the right move for them for moving forward, like raising that ceiling. So another mistake, not only like advancing in this tournament, also in the big picture of why they decided to make this roster move. And you know, this time around it's against Furia, obviously, and they haven't played it since the Budapest major. So it's been a while since the team has made. So a matchup that we haven't seen in a long time that also creates a little bit more.
We can close that bad boy.
Last night, sorry, real quick. Was Hunter your star? Who gave G2 the win in your eyes?
I think Hunter and Wrinkle as the duo. Hunter with some good calls and good prep. Let's put that his way.
Okay, it seems we are sort of back.
Wrinkle, this is the exact sort of a game because of which they made the change, right? Because G2 did very good at gatekeeping the top 8, so to speak. They would beat teams below that, but they really struggled to beat the contender teams. And towards the end of last season, they have a couple of good wins, you know, against the likes of Navi, for example, but they brought Wrinkle to raise their ceiling enough where they can take down a team like Furia at a stage of the tournament like the quarterfinal.
Dupree, did he show you enough yesterday? Do you have faith in Wrinkle tonight?
Yeah, I think he fits the squad a lot better than Sampire does, and I had a fair share with my time in sometimes when I was playing in Falcons, and it was one of those issues that also you know, haunted us when we were playing with him, that he wasn't aggressive enough. He didn't really create that space that you can get out of an AWP, and I think it's rightfully so to give Wrinkle a bit of an extra chance playing at Tier 1, and you can tell that he really enjoys the time and being picked up, getting this extra chance of showing what he can bring. And I think it's really one of those players that needs the right kind of team around him to also be able to succeed. So I'm all in for this one. I think it's an interesting pickup, and I'm excited to see what he will bring in the future.
And also, Wrinkle himself was surprised by the call-up, right? Yeah. Because his performances on NIP didn't necessarily warrant it, right? And that's playing against lower-tier opposition. But, you know, G2 saw his skill. They saw that maybe, you know, thought, we could fix him, and so far he's made less mistakes than he did in his NIP days.
And on the other side, let's talk a little bit about the Furia sniper, because the Brazilian fans were on their feet at the end of Game 3, Dupree.
And he's the one to look out for, right? And you can even tell by the head-to-head that it's a little bit uneven ground. Moldoy basically winning out the majority of the categories here, and rightfully so. He's also the star to be looking out for if you do turn to Furia. And yesterday, I think like he
there you go, fix that as well. Okay, perfect. There we go. The Steam's back up and running. Thank you for everybody who are back.
And it wasn't until Mirage City side where he like really came into fruition and really showed what he can bring.
Who is back? Who are back? Wow, I don't even know how to English anymore.
The guy that we saw back in 25 anymore, and you know, he still has a lot of things to learn in my books, but there's no doubt that he has the raw mechanics to continue being a star to be reckoned with.
Is he the type of guy who makes noise mid-game, end-game? Because he seemed like he closed out Game 1 pretty impressively. What do I need to expect from him tonight?
I mean, like, he can do everything, right? And I don't think the thing about Moldoy is that he doesn't really change up his style regarding of how he performs. Like he continues to be aggressive, he continues to look for those fights. And I think that's also what classifies him as a player that believes in his own capabilities. And that is just very important when you take to the big stages. You need to dare to play, because that's what your team is used to, and that's what you will get out of him. So I don't think he's going to change anything, but he just needs to hit more of his shots.
We were saying Caserado and Yuri's name.
Yeah, if you're brought into a team to hit shots, you actually have to hit the shots. But while we wait, let me quickly go get something to drink. I'll be right back.
Alongside Moldoy, the more aggressive player, he's going to be the tip of the spear, and G2 is going to bring the game to him. You know, especially when G2's on the CT side, they're going to have a lot of plays where they get in your face, and Kinder's going to have to handle the brunt of that attack.
We'll be taking a look at the teams in a moment, but first, what is all that noise, James Banks?
I'm here with the life and soul of every Furia game. It's the organizer, Furiosa, who are always making a noise, partying hard, and bringing a lot of energy to our Counter-Strike events around the world. Now, you've been with me many times, my man, but just tell me, How stressful was yesterday for you?
Bro, the game yesterday was insane, but I feel happy because hard game was making a strong team, you know, about the difficulties, embrace the energy, the synchrony. So I think it's important. Like, okay, 2-1, we have to more attention, we have to reveal something. So for me, it's important for Furia and for us. Like, every time we go out there, bring energy, bring the energy. So I really happy because we won, but needed to improve, right?
Job's not done yet.
Yeah, the job is not done yet, so that's it.
And on this side of me here, I've also met you many times as well, but you got to be thinking right now that this crowd, we see what Vitality's doing as well. You know, do you feel like you can be louder and better than that today? We can bring more energy, beat out Vitality, Furia crew better than Vitality?
I think that's why we're here, right? So we made plans, we came all the way from Brazil, we came here to make noise. So we haven't played against each other to know which one is the loudest, but we're gonna do our thing, and hopefully everybody gonna enjoy it.
I do enjoy it always, every time. For you, you've never traveled before. This is your first time as well. So just tell me what this experience has been like, how much you enjoyed yesterday, and how's your voice?
Okay, so as you said, this is my first time traveling abroad, and I'm very happy and proud as well. Yesterday so far was the best day of my life, but now I hope today is the next day, best day in my life, you know. So let's go Furia, and I'm here to do that in the best way, you know.
I understand him. I can often lose my voice as well. Oh, and look at this. You guys position yourself very well with this. So this lady here has been organizing it from the very beginning, all the way back when we were first coming to Rio. I want to ask you though, I saw some new instruments. I saw a violin player. We got the trumpet as well. We're expanding the musical team.
Yeah, we need to improve. We need to bring new aspects, and we have a little surprise for later.
Oh,
yeah.
Can you tell me a small sneak peek?
New music. Okay. So yeah, we have always trying to improve and bring more energy, more things, more the way like Brazilian party. So we're always trying to be better.
It's all about the Brazilian party. Oi, oi.
Okay, this is the first time I see this, and he was vibing as well. I didn't expect in the kind of party you guys have that the violin would work, but you were still doing it as well. Yeah, it's really good. So for you, just say the journey that you've been on since creating this and making this happen. Could you ever imagine that it would be like it is today?
No. Of course, we have hopes and that everything will work, but it's even better, and we're very happy. But it's just the beginning. I'm sure it's just the beginning, and I hope to have the championship here, and it will be like the crowd.
Thank you very much, James. Yanko, as a former music teacher, what would it take for you to bring out the accordion and join the Furia band?
I don't know, $1 million.
$1 million. Furia, if you've got money, I know a guy willing to take it. To Pre, though, we got to talk about a guy trying to earn some cash. $2 million up for grabs in this event. And G2 Hunter is trying to lead his squad. Expectations for the IGL. For anyone new, what's his job right now? And in fact, we've got a Yakinder spotlight to take a look at first. Let's start with this guy from Furia.
Yeah, maybe he's looking like Yakinder trying to, we have to abuse this guy. We have to look for these type of fights because he will be fighting us. No, but I mean, like Hunter, he's by far the most experienced player in that squad, and he's also being the Ingle leader, takes up a lot of responsibility and also creates a lot of room, right? But in the big picture, it's about breaking through to the top four. You know, that's been the issue. So I think this game is a lot about the mentality of G2, you know, breaking through that barrier that they've had such difficulties overcoming. And, you know, it can be very hard to sometimes break that barrier when it's been that one keeping you back all the time. And rightfully so, it looks like it's you know, put on some bias a little bit that the roof, like the ceiling of the team hasn't been good enough. But I mean, like, so far I think this is probably the best example that we can give G2 of making a top four.
There's some of Hunter's big stats. He was 38-16 in the 3 games yesterday. Let's talk a little bit about, though, the expectations, because they peaked in London, right? Where have they been recently for G2, and are they happy with the top 8 finish?
I mean, they've been fighting.
I'm probably not happy with the top 8 finish.
Happy with the top 8, maybe content because they made the roster change recently, but I think they have a decent chance against Furia here today. And For Hunter also, it was a bit surprising to hear him talk about yesterday how he regrets not picking up the IGL role soon, because I know that's something that G2's management as well has been, you know, courting him about. Felt like he had a good personality for it, and it also solves a real problem that we talked about briefly yesterday, where IGLs usually aren't good fraggers, right? It's because they take the brunt of micromanaging other players, focusing on the team, on the preparation, on the opponent, right? And not always have the luxury of focusing solely on your crosshair. So having a guy who can do both and frag on a high level, you know, that just helps your firepower across the board. If having no weak link, it would be huge for a squad like G2.
They've added a new piece to the puzzle for Hunter. We'll see how well he's able to use the big man. Wrinkle is behind the scenes with James Bank.
G2 are entering into their quarterfinals matchup, and this man has been looking damn impressive so far in the G2 jersey. We spoke a lot about your confidence. We spoke about you playing aggressive. What do you feel like has changed, though, inside you personally to enable all of this and make you play as we expect you to play?
I think it's honestly all about mentality, or like going for risk, not being pussy. Yeah, just enjoying life, being positive, work hard, and yeah.
Was it like a mental reset that you needed after the time you had in NIP, like, and then coming into a team like this? Obviously, it's much higher stakes, higher pressure as well.
I would say I'm very grateful what happened, that I got benched. I think it was what needed. I really grinded a lot, like personally, and also like figure out some stuff in my head. And yeah, I was kind of resting from the team game, and when I came into G2, I was full ready, full reset, and I don't know, just, you know, being positive and working hard.
Now, talking about working hard and being positive, when we saw you at the beginning of your career, I remember this flashy, very explosive, the aggressive Wrinkle. I wouldn't say we're quite there just yet, but is that what you're aiming for, or does your style change now because of what G2 need as well?
I think it won't change. I think in the start, when I just joined an AP, I was really flashy, going for every pick. And I think it won't work right now because many good teams are ready for you, so you need to figure it out also. But as I said, I will be active for sure. I will not be passive, and yeah, let's see what I can do.
And let's see what we can do also today against Furia. What do you think about this matchup? Because this will be the toughest matchup you've had so far here, right? Certainly a very good team, but they had their struggles against Aurora. Does this feel like a team that you're on the same level with, that you can beat?
I don't know. I'm not really thinking about it. I'm just thinking about having a good game as a team and having
And of course, we are into the quarterfinals. Our 18th quarterfinals are going down tomorrow, but we're giving you a little special spice to end the night between G2 and Furia. With 2 minutes still to go.
Yeah, this is the first quarterfinal, right?
Dupree, can you tell me about play styles? And clearly, it was the bottom half of the bracket that had the bigger names at the start. Do you feel bottom half is still the tougher side?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, sure, Navi, they lost out to Legacy, but you still have the three favorites in the tournament in Falcons, Vitality, and Spirit. So it is just going to continue being a brawl down there. And we already heard from Saiwu that he's ready.
He's got to be a brawl.
He even wants to face Furia as well. So he wants to take the hardest possible route all the way to the ACO Arena. And that's also just a statement thing for them, saying that, guys, we're ready to play. And it's, you know, it requires confidence to do, though. And the exact same thing Falcons have done. Like, they just want to replicate what they showed at the major.
Yeah, and I just think to touch back on this Ancient a little bit, yesterday we actually saw Furia being able to win 9 rounds on T side, and they had some really strong mid rounds, and saw online somewhere that, you know, someone was giving an interview after that game, was talking about how actually Yikinder was doing a lot of calling on that Ancient T side, right? And we know sometimes he can take over some games, maybe where Fallen isn't feeling it, maybe this is just Fallen's 4D chess move to like sort of get Yikinder to be the IGL once he retires. But you know, I think that was again against an Aurora team who also doesn't play Ancient and switch to international roster. G2 is a team that's very proactive on the CT side, right? Like, they're not going to sit back, they're going to be making moves, they're going to make the game extremely uncomfortable for you. So I'm not sure that Furia will be able to execute the same sort of mid-rounds that we saw win them the game yesterday.
No, but it's just like exactly what I want to bring up. Like, it's going to be a different kind of approach to the game, because now you actually face a team that knows how to play it instead of a team that usually bans it out. So it's a bit of a different storyline. So it's a little bit ballsy in this one.
It's a bit ballsy in this one, isn't it?
Who is going to win game number 1? How many rounds are we going, Yanko?
I think G2's going to win 2-0. I think Furia got lost in the sauce. They
Well, we still have to come back for game 1. So who's going to win game 1 and
G2.
how many rounds?
G2.
G2.
In 22 rounds.
22 rounds? No 24-round games. Guys, 5 seconds to go. Stage is ready. So are we. Giving it for Yanko, Dupree, and of course, G2 and Furia.
Yanko, Dupree, G2, and Furia.
Our goal when we came here was 100% top 8. Gave everything for this organization and this logo, of course. One more thing like that means a lot to me.
Making the quarterfinal means a lot to us because we kept our composure. We just had to fight a lot, so yeah.
We individually can step up because I know what we are capable of. That can surprise people.
It's panic stations for Astralis. Is this the last round? It absolutely has to be!
This is a very good team. It's going to be a crazy game. We have to be prepared.
So they're always trophy contenders, and especially because it's last year of Fall, and I think they are giving toll.
Give it a go. New Kixon was top part earlier. He hasn't repositioned. Headshot comes in. Nade right below. That might be it. The money shot on Jimmy! As K-Serato clutches up. Catch that!
I respect Hunter a lot as an in-game leader because he's always bringing very cool stuff into the games. Honestly, very cool to see the IGL battle inside the server. They have their own mind games. They're playing like a chess match, so it's very beautiful to watch from the outside.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, this is true. It is a battle of, well, brains to a degree.
Whenever we come back from difficult games where we are supposed to lose and all of a sudden we are winning, this is one of the biggest boosts we can get as a team.
Nice and exciting.
Everybody is preparing and everybody is ready for anything that opponents have.
If we can pull out some comebacks like we did today, we're going to be a dangerous team.
After witnessing this STC arena here in Paris truly come to life, the floor rumbling as you look out into the audience and see nothing but a sea of black and yellow jerseys, as this crowd chants and screams for their home favourites in Team Vitality who've just secured their spot in the quarterfinal. You might be thinking, how do you follow that? Well, you bring back the Brazilians.
Oh yeah, you bring back the Brazilian that lost their votes yesterday for their Brazilian team, and that's maybe one of the reasons why Furia managed to close it out on that third map. But today it is against G2's composure, and I can tell you that it is not a CS2 event without the G2 army. Mesdames et messieurs, vous avez vu la passion des Brésiliens hier, mais aujourd'hui ce sont G2 qui se tiennent face à eux. And Ian, from now on, the stakes change.
Yeah, they do indeed. Every single series that we witness here on the stage, obviously, for the winners is another step closer to this trophy. And we're about to witness our first quarter-final. If you thought it was tense in here already, get ready to take it to the next level.
If you think that the show is finished, you are so wrong. First place in the top 4.
You are sorely mistaken.
That all these teams want to get their hands on it. Ian, shall we?
Yeah, time for the first quarter-final.
Onto the stage, G2! This version of G2 is still being built. More aggression, more freedom, and a new generation being trusted to make the big plays. Now you could argue they haven't found the finished product yet, but here they stand already in the final 8 with an opportunity to lock in a spot in the top 4.
Everyone knows their name in Brazil and across the world. Furia! They've already gone further at the major than any Furia team before them. But K-Serato said it best. Nobody remembers second place. With Fallen in his final season, deep runs aren't enough anymore. And Furia came to Paris to win. L'équipe brésilienne est venue à Paris pour une chose, et c'est gagner, marquer l'histoire.
The arena is bouncing once again. One team is finding out just how dangerous this new chapter can be. The other has spent this year getting closer and closer to the biggest trophies in the game.
Mesdames et messieurs, faites du
bruit!
Nice, nice, nice.
Well, it is time at the Esports World Cup for the quarterfinals in Counter-Strike. We've got two great teams in Furia and G2 taking each other on. You would say these are the two biggest names on this side of the bracket as well, Jason?
Oh, you absolutely would, and the teams with the most to play for as well. G2, as we mentioned,
Ole, 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 ole.
exactly how they wanted to play, so you got another chance to prove that you're on the path right now, that this addition of Wrinkle is going to be paying off long-term. For Furia, they already mentioned it. The big one is obviously with Fallen's departure, rack up as many trophies as you can for the old guy before he takes off, and then also try and show that you still have the same level that got you to a major final just a couple months ago.
Now, the interesting part from that death segment for me was the fact that Yanko was so passionate about the decision to take this one to Ancient. I want to hear your take on it, Jason.
Well, I mean, it is a big risk for the team. You can't deny it whatsoever. This is a map they don't play too often. Well, both of the maps, Ancient and Anubis, so they don't really touch on a whole much. But like, now you come into this, and I think they're looking at it and saying there's a weakness on the other side for G2. That's probably the main reason why they've come here. It's also very weak for them, so we feel like there's an opening. But it is a big risk. You're playing to a weakness of your opponent rather than the strength of yourself, which is what I believe was the argument from Yanko, is have the confidence that you're good enough on the maps that you practice, that you want to play, that you can take this squad down.
Where do you stand on that? What's your take on it in terms of your opinion?
Equally the general philosophy I like to see teams go for, although, I mean, I am a big fan of, I do like teams every once in a while breaking out and going for, like, picking towards a weakness, being a little bit aggressive in the veto process. This one with both of these maps seems very aggressive, very tough for Furia. We'll have to see what they come out with, but obviously, as Yanko and Dupree mentioned on the desk also, is that confidence that surely had to have grown out on the Ancient win against Aurora just the other day.
Now, a big story around the major was the fact that Furia were on the easier side of the bracket to make it all the way to the final. G2 was on that opposite side, right? They were the more tough side of the bracket at the major, had a great game against Team Spirit, but that's got to feel like a missed opportunity for G2. Now they've got a chance with Furia in front of them. Not a Furia that's looking unbeatable by any means whatsoever. I heard Dupree saying the fact that he thinks G2 have the edge in this series. It does feel that way, and I think Wrinkle's been such a positive surprise, a pleasant surprise for this G2 squad.
Has been, maybe not statistically, but eye test-wise, I think he's looked good, and there's obviously been some pop-off games where the stats kind of line up with it too. For me, I look towards that interview that Saul gave just a little bit ago, and it's kind of my thoughts too. He basically said, this team isn't where we want it to be. This team doesn't seem like it's getting to where we want it to be, so that's why we made the change, because we want to get a new ceiling, new potential for the squad, and see where it can go with Wrinkle in the lineup, and I love that out of the coach.
Well, it is time. The quarterfinals begin here in Paris at the Esports World Cup CS2. We've got Furia and G2, two teams with ambitions to go and try and win it all. And they've got a feeling that semi-final in front of them as well. They would be favorites in that matchup. So go ahead, take your chance as the quarterfinals begin.
G2 starting on this attacking side. They get to dictate the level of aggression that they've been harping about for days. Okay, Serrano and Maladoy and Donut, Fallen, Red Room. Yakinder and Yuri pushed up in Cave as well. They can collapse very quickly on any play through middle.
Welcome to Ancient. Your time to kill is now.
Fallen will start the fight. Wrinkle. First headshot is his. Serrano inside a Donut looking to defend, but he's not the only defender here. In fact,
Duelies are dueling. Ooh, duelies are down.
Inside of Donut. It's G2 down to even.
Second round of duelies, 2v2, 2v1. Wow.
That's a stylish little tap, and that's the bomb down in middle. But there's one player you want in a clutch. It is Heavy Co, but they've detected him early on.
Oh, he's going to have to find a way to bait this into a 1v1. There's the swing. Two players fighting. Can't find the kill.
Yeah, trying to play this one together.
5 bullets.
Gonna have to reload.
Goes for the reload. Almost like he could hear you, but 55 seconds left. Heavy Co steps forward.
All of us are saying it.
I think this is over. I think they've now moved into checkmate positions. This is going to be really hard to clear.
Yeah, they've got the crossfire.
I guarantee Heavy God knows exactly what he's up against, just doesn't know how to defeat it quite yet.
He's got one piece of utility, one flash, but Heavy God gets into the fight.
Oh, if he just clipped quick enough, he would have gotten it.
It will be a Furia pistol.
I like that from Furia. In the 2-on-1 eventually, giving him some time to make his move, setting up the crossfire, holding and waiting, and when he's not coming, take the initiative yourself. Good setup from Furia, very reactive. Tons of options for multiple players to be able to help save this round and secure it. The bomb dropping in mid was pretty much the end for G2. It's 1-0 here on Ancient.
Straight into a buy though for G2. They're going all in. They want to pick up Tech9's Deagles. See if they can bring this fight to Furia early on. Perhaps knowing their opponents aren't going to be fully put together on this map. These are the kind of rounds that can be really tricky to deal with.
So it's kind of interesting, you know, both teams kind of struggling on this map, not any kind of great win rate. There's going to be some shakiness, there's going to be some scrappy rounds. Get exciting down the stretch. I think DePriest mentioned that this is going to lean a lot on the individuals on both teams. It just means big plays are going to have to be made. Defense falls back, a little passive behind the smokes, and now steps forward in towards Cave.
T-side utility starts to make its way into that B side.
Ooh, 6 health left.
Chances here for G2 is going to make the most of this initial wave.
Ooh, that's tapping the heads. Nice. Double kill. But they're also low.
The patience, the discipline, but the audible drop, but they line up 3 players.
Yeah, because they're all so low. Well done. Nope.
On the cleanup with 4.
Well, they did some good work. They got the blonde, got a couple of kills.
How much of an outplay that is by the fact the sound cue doesn't give it up whatsoever. Dropping down, Hunter can't react in time. Easy first kill, but good trigger discipline from K Serato. Line them all up. And good decision stepping in towards Cave. A point of safety at the bomb site that allows you to reassess for the retake. It's 2-0. Good plant from G2. Good number of kills for G2. And because of that kind of damage in round 2, G2 is going to invest here and fight back against Furia. They like the economic damage they've done, so a risk early on in this T-side half and a timeout called to talk it over.
Yeah, risk worthy of a timeout.
That's a quick timeout.
Make sure you're all on the same page.
But yeah, I probably want to see if they can get back and make it a 2-1 quickly off the bat and not fall behind.
The desk talked about it, the stage shows even were talking about it, the interviews talking about it. Every single thing coming out of the G2 camp is about finding ways to get more aggression within this team. And this is a very aggressive decision, a very aggressive buy at this point.
Yeah, that's the thing, like you can't really teach aggression.
They're trying to spread throughout this roster that everyone just needs to crank that aggressiveness up just a little bit. They got a chance if they can have a strong punch here to break the economy of Furia early on. But Molodoy has brought his op out already.
Every time we talk about Furia in big games, that's the player that springs to mind. Let's see if Molodoy's AWP can be the difference against the 5 weaker rifles.
Ooh. Oh.
But a warning
That was a good opportunity for the head.
as they now know Molodoy's AWP's at B.
Yeah, didn't want to take the space off the shot either, just stayed tucked back. Not a whole lot of utility already for G2, just 3 smokes to utilize. They'll have to play the trade game around this corner, but no need. Mattis has got the kill.
They're moving in. It's going to be 2 from Mattis.
Upgrades the weapon to an A4.
3v4 to try and recover. You can't step forward. This aggressive plays the decision that pulls one of those kills back.
Would expect Nuts from that angle.
But as soon as I say ready, he pulls out utility. And so Nuts gets that headshot to pull G2 into the lead of the round. But falling to Molodoy, still alive, still around, and still with a shot at pulling this back. And
Wow, falling with the dink, but he still gets it.
For style as he gets back to that kill on Mattis and puts Nertz into the clutch alone.
A very winnable clutch, though. A very winnable 1v2 for Nertz. He gets to play the whole map. He's got 40 seconds. Eventually, they'll lose track of him, and it's going to be G2 who has to make a decision. Or, I mean, excuse me, Fury who wants to make the decision, but how do you do it? Here's the problem. Fallen's low HP. Do you really want to send him off on his own to CT spawn to watch the A bomb site? If he goes
No, you have to stick together and then do a trade later on.
He's got a lot of freedom.
Well, yeah, you just have to run and come out, right?
He's going to go ahead and take it. No delay. Just jumping out, going for that bomb plant.
Oh, it is a bit open.
Rotation has arrived, Fallen very close. In just a second, Molodoy will be joining from middle.
That was a bit tight.
Nertz has selected Donut as the position he would like to play this post plant from.
Eventually, he's going to have to actually clear it. Now that nobody's coming, he has no sound cues, doesn't know where anything is happening on the map. He's got to step in to get the safety.
Out into the open.
Oh, I missed the shot.
And now it's low HP Fallen having to try and clutch this up against Nertz. We've asked so many times.
Nice, good clutch, son.
G2. We talked about how important this round was, and it's Nerds to deliver the goods.
You're exactly right. Critical round for Nerds to win for his team. Impressive 1v2 clutch, finding Molodoy out in mid. He's even picked up the AWP at the end of the round, so that's a big weapon taken away from the Furia side. Scrappy.
It's good on the money and very good on the money.
Felt like it gave him the strength, but Nerds with this 1v2 secures it, and early on puts Furia in a tough place with their money.
And they managed to rip away Molodoy's AWP and put that in the hands of G2.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Getting to play with it right now, and 2 Mac-10s, 1 Khalil still. A couple of weaknesses, but nowhere near as weak as that Furia purchase. 5 7s on 3, a deagle, and an MP9.
Yeah, but the 5-7s can do damage.
On the map with the weaker weapons. Unfortunately, it's taken them away from the B bomb site entirely. So 3 plants at the very least for Furia, or for G2. And we'll see if this retake, if they can do enough damage, grab a kill early on, and maybe make this.
Are getting some damage, but no kills yet.
For now, just getting ever closer to the site, but the big fight's still yet to come. Nerds completely blinded.
Where is everyone?
Tap on the defuse, no one here. G2 not trying to challenge this. Finally, the smokes will fade away. No one's on the defuse. The time is going to be on G2's side, but they lose every single player. They get to the defuse, but not in time.
Wow, that's an expensive round.
For G2, but the result at least is still there.
Tell you what, when that happens, you probably feel like you lost in the moment. So a sigh of relief, they at least get the round victory out of it. But you're right, expensive. They lose everything. AWP is brought back over to Molodoy. He'll have
It's
that
like
in round 5.
they're reading my thoughts.
And G2 get away with one. A nice little retake, good utility usage from
Word
Furia.
for word. Yeah, I've watched too many games. I'm speaking like a caster.
The AWP again being passed around. Molodoy playing with it now. And Wrinkle back to a rifle.
It's the same. It's the same AWP from the previous round.
Yeah, an extremity hit here for G2 after just attacking.
Like it's my AWP, now it's your AWP, now it's my AWP
At the
again.
edges of the map for early success. Maybe that can set things up for later. They're coming right at the AWP of Molodoy. Fallen slides into position as well, although with an MP9, a weaker weapon, these AKs might have a field day against it.
Yeah, flashes come out, Fallen, long range against the rifle. Does the damage, but Kesserado is the man to finish off too. Heavy Guard and Nerds both gone, and they're stuck in a main as Fallen moves into the site to claim more control back for Furia. They have wrestled into the lead of the game again.
Oh man, G2 look real disorganized in this round, completely shut down and annihilated.
Yeah, that didn't look good.
And Furia creep out to a 3-2 lead.
Yeah, this is stronghold initially from Fallen. Dealing out the damage is the early warning system. Kesserado
G2 is looking a little under the weather.
Quick decision making.
Mattis is like, what the fuck, man?
Once they realize they've blocked the A main players with the smoke.
Well, round 6 now.
It is their map. No, they look a little undercooked on their own map.
Well, they're having really
Maybe they'll turn it around.
And they're buying into this one, throwing all the
Who will know?
into it. But this could be the end of this constant buying as Furia look to force them into the eco.
Yeah, it feels kind of desperate at this point, doesn't it, with a buy like this one?
It's a dry walk-in.
For G2, losing bonus being reset.
Oh, he knows position. Ah, that was a good flash.
It's starting to shift up ramp, but the AWP will hold them at bay.
Yeah, the fact that Molodoy has been able to come away with one forces G2 back to reconsider, just marching to their deaths. Didn't quite break through the way they would have liked there, Jason.
Not at all. But I mean, you're sending Heavy God on a solo mission. Maybe he can create something for you, 1-for-1, and the other players can trade out the other player. Doesn't pan out like that whatsoever, so they readjust over to elbow, just get smoked off. Good timing from Fallen as he plays behind it. And G2 don't really have any options. There's just the one smoke. You basically just have to rely on the Deagles to get you a kill.
Yeah, whenever that initial idea of trying to get into the B site is stopped, it does feel like your chances of winning a round like this fall to near zero. But they're going to give it a go. They're going to try and finish on this A site. Kesserado, who was so good against better weapons in the last round, has a chance to mow down some pistols.
Ooh, into the pocket. Wrinkle with 11. Sure, that feels dangerous.
Good shot from Fallen down CT into the side. Shadow cast against the floor.
Oh, too easy. Too easy.
So Furia 4-2. They finally forced G2 into a situation where they have no other option but to save. So it'll be a full eco coming up, and we're looking at a 5-2 start from Furia here.
And are you wondering how far back are they set with all those forces? Like, how many rounds is it going to cost them?
Give you an opportunity to get off to the races, but Furia shut you down immediately, and all of a sudden the investments kind of go to waste. So now the half starts to feel really flat, where G2 haven't been able to build anything and build any consistency.
And they're going to feel poor.
Looking good for Furia, though, if you want to talk about the conversation of this being a risky place to take this series and allow it to come to Ancient, a map that you're not particularly great on. Starting out very, very well. You add into that the win over Aurora just yesterday, and just the other day, and Furia's going to be feeling like they're doing great.
Yeah, rounds like this, you can just take it as a bit of a pause and slow things down. Obviously not going to be too happy with
Have a conversation between everybody.
No, it's been a very rough, hasn't it?
Like, what are we gonna do, boys?
I don't think with the way this has been playing out. Haven't found a whole lot of success. And with the emphasis towards, you know, the bomb sites themselves, the extremities, without that success, you still haven't really been able to batter into middle either. So Furia across the map, feeling very strong.
It has a certain sense to the game so far, Jason. It hasn't really even settled in yet. You know, we haven't had the clean buy-on-buy round just yet. So hopefully that's coming up. Well, will be in the next round here for G2, as they're just kind of walking around at the moment. No hope really for a bomb plant.
Yeah, didn't.
It's going to get cleaned up. Kindar can make some money.
A couple of dings, well, not a lot of damage.
With the information, they're coming towards it.
The clocks don't dink a lot.
Bullets, no one, in fact,
Well, there we go.
down.
A little bit awkward, isn't it? No.
Oh, no. This is way too much damage.
It's fine. It's fine.
Like this.
There's still no chance. We're all good. It's getting cleaned up.
No chance, but you don't. It's not a great look. But they've got plenty of money. A knife kill.
Damage.
Some extra cash there. Hunter now has a 1v2.
That is
he's got a shot at this. Probably still no, but he's
unlucky.
Go anyway. So
Unlucky, but good job, boys.
it's a little scary towards the end in terms of the amount of damage they were taking.
Way too costly, but I think that we'll look back on that one as a hiccup. Let's see how Furia does now. AWP is still recovered from Maladoy after it hits the deck in the previous round. No AWP out on the T side quite yet for Wrinkle. All AKs across the board. So I mentioned one of the reasons why he liked Wrinkle was he saw some ability and some talent with the rifles as well. Sees Wrinkle as someone who could be a very, very well-rounded player down the stretch in the future.
Well, it's a good thing he is with the economic decisions G2 have been making at the start of this half. You're not getting that AWP in your hands. Well, here we go. Quicker play from G2 directly towards this B site. Got Hunter, the leader, being the playmaker as well. He's up in the site already. Not finding anybody. No defenders home.
Yeah, it's fine. The question is, does he want to stay here as the smoke fades? Is he going to try and hold on to this position and just be a nuisance and be a pressure point? Look at how many resources he's pulling over from the defense. Utility in place. Hunter now out in the open, gets some cover as the smoke breaks open.
Yeah, meanwhile, there's a fight about to go down towards Elbow as well. We got the flank coming in from Yukindar. Nurse's back is turned. Yukindar's got
Backstab.
for Furia.
What actually get a plan? Mattis is in a good position.
The reload. It's Mattis on the move.
They'll need to trade.
Right beside him. A 4v4.
Try? Oh.
Flash is Hunter moving in. Heavy God has to try and recover, and all this time you realize Yukindar is also flanking, but there's so much for Heavy God to do.
Too much.
Molotov drops him, and that is Furia continuing to build on this CT performance.
Yeah, that flank from Yukindar gets the one kill out towards Elbow, but it applies.
Wow, it feels a little rough for G2 there on their own map pick.
Recognize that flank is going to be coming in. Feel like they have to get aggressive. I think Mattis and Hunter kind of got caught in this choke point pushing forward, where they couldn't really move forward into a good fight, and they couldn't fall back. They felt like they had to maintain this position. And Furia handled that with ease, 6-2. A nice, clever little alert play from G2 and Hunter, but no win off the back of it in a second timeout.
Oh, it has been a dire first half from G2. Just always in the bin economically. Never really getting a clean look at it, but that is by their own creation, by their own design. And Furia loving it as they rack up CT rounds every single time here.
It is one of those things where you like, it's unfortunately you almost have to judge some of those decisions with the hindsight, but now that it's taken them so long to feel like to get their economy settled after that sort of a buy and those losses, Furia has really done a number to their economy. even that really risky force buy, the round they win, they only win with one player alive, so money's just never been there for G2, but they've had opportunities to stabilize. They've had some very sloppy post plants inside some of the bomb sites.
Let's see if GT can do something. They've got a limited buy. And Furia's on the board and firing on all cylinders.
Pistols around him. Can they muster any magic? Molodoi, side of the smoke.
Ooh, that was a good flash. But they should know where that is. Oh, come on.
And that's the AK gone.
What's with the peeking, boys?
Yeah, a little bit of mental warfare going on from Yakinder. That's 2 rounds now. G2 is going to be screaming and calling out the flank from A main. That'll put him on notice moving forward into the future, and Furia can play this so chill. They don't even really have to worry about stopping the bomb plant. They've got a 5-on-3. Buys coming in next round no matter what.
Oh, that's going to help. That is certainly going to help G2's chances in terms of winning this round. Serrano trying to react, he'll do so, goes again, gets a second just before perishing. And we've got Molodoi to make sure the round is concluded in favor of Furia. They do come in for the retake, only losing 2 players in the round. And one of them you couldn't really do too much about. It's finally here, the buy for G2. Again, they're going to stay on the AK for Wrinkle.
Well, round 10 is here. G2 desperately need a little bit of fire. A little bit of belief, someone to make a play that can re-inject some energy into this T side. Nerds at elbow. Gonna remain passive for the moment. A lean from G2's attack towards the A-bomb site. 4 players over here. Bomb is dropped in T-spawn. Mattis alone.
Ooh, that's a miss.
Nearly striking straight down towards elbow, but not quite able to grab the advantage just yet. Heavy goal moving now, a solo. It's not a play that's worked. Fallen has capitalized on that headshot.
Man, nothing's working whatsoever from G2. G2's trying to pull all the attention towards middle to activate heavy.
They should do a classic face it thing and do a B rush.
Playing over in the cubby. A tricky position with low HP. Timing is everything for him. 3 players walk past him through the wall. Wrinkle's going to step into his crosshair. Easy kill for Yakinder.
So unlucky. Things are not going well.
But in this position, Yakinder's holding on for the flank retake, the wraparound. I don't know how you hold on to the bomb site. Furia's so confident they haven't even budged yet.
Hunter waiting for the rotation. Yuri's
oh, you saw the battle.
Hunter will punish for it, so now moves in to plant the bomb. Yakinder is going to get caught looking the wrong way, and so those 2-man advantage that you held, well, it's gone the other way. So we've got a 3v3 post plant. Furia have to retake. Now, they found success in this B-site retake before, but this time it's looking much better for G2. Into the open, last second headshot there for Hunter before he goes in the ground. And Molodoi's turn to try and step up with the rifle.
Oh, come on.
Into a 1v1. He knows Nerds has moved off. And Nerds going for the reload. Molodoi's changed position. He's got a smoke. It's not planted for Nerds. Molodoi could get on it. He taps the defuse, pulls Nerds in the open.
What?
Molodoi makes it look so easy.
Oh, goodness.
Had all the tools he needed to get himself out of that situation to work that problem.
Furia is on fire.
Even double peeking him. Good composure from Molodoi, not swinging too wide. Making sure they can't trade that frag off, and it just keeps getting worse for G2. Lovely cover with the AWP, and this is just a great idea. Nerds has to play there. He has to get aggressive and try and stop it.
From the defense of Furia, you've got Serrano already walking his way down B lane.
Oh, good sneak.
stand ready. Yekindar, next player in
Good
matches,
flash.
and he marches right through him too. And this is more like it from G2, showing a little bit of attitude.
Now, will they expect someone to actually be on site?
Devastating round lost in the previous.
Hold the phone. Molodoy is in main. He's going to have to take a risk and step in at some point, but nobody's home that we can see, so he can have an impact here.
Well, he was the player that delivered the devastation. He's looking to do it once again. Nades up into the site, throwing his entire belt onto the bomb site.
Oh, two scared boys.
Back into middle. And Yuri's got both. They've got to catch a break sometime. And Heavy God is
Yeah,
going
but they
out there
moved away too quickly. They ran away from the fights.
And now he's up against Molodoy.
He believes Molodoy stepped into A main.
But Molodoy, in fact, has taken the decision to go to the red room. Heavy God is aware of that possibility also. He'll cover off the angle with Util. 3 bullets for Heavy God at the moment.
It's a guessing game at this point for both players. It's flip a coin. Which bomb site do you want to go to? Molodoy is not going to be able to read this. Blocked off by smoke. Quiet on the map. So much time for Heavy God to play with.
2 great clutchers.
When do you go? When do you? How much time do you leave yourself to clear a bit?
But a whole lot of mind games. Where has Heavy God gone? Molodoy stays committed to the A bomb site. It is the right call currently. And because of the time, Heavy God has to commit. But look at the lack of ammunition. 3 bullets in this AK for Heavy God.
Why isn't he reloaded, boys?
Plants the bomb. Molodoy makes his move.
Did you see him?
Is perfect. Into the open he goes. Bullets starting to become a little bit of an issue, and in fact he'll close it.
Good job.
He'll close it in the end. Out to a CT spawn. Doesn't even worry about
Finally,
it.
a clutch that works.
Capitalize this time.
Well, you said they had to catch a break. Put your big star player Heavy God in a clutch like that, and he's worked it very well. A sigh of relief, a long, extended clutch. And he holds his nerve, even with Molodoy making the right read. But you can see Furia's got so many answers, man. They're playing really well together as a team. Yekindar almost pulling that round back for them and stealing it right out of G2's hands. Final round of the first half.
Make their way up through the Beatle straight away again. Some pace to get Wrinkle up on top of the boxes.
Oh, they want to exploit this rotation. They showed a B-rush with all those flashbangs, but it's slowed down, and Fallen punishes.
Yeah, Ketserato also stepping through, so Furia are very comfortable close to this half if they can round this out at this point.
That's the exact play G2 wanted to be made. That's the scary part, is that Furia takes it and just judos it and comes out with the advantage.
Now you're again being wrapped by Yekindar, who has just had free reign across the map to make these flanks around the backside. And if you pause, if you're G2, he is getting closer and closer.
Well, look at Furia right now as well. 3 players behind Cube. You've got Yekindar already pushed up in the flank. You have Ketserato just watching for them to drop off the jump up and go towards mid to readjust to the A bomb site. Now, they're not entirely sure that all 3 players are there. But we can see they've got them trapped and boxed in and all the information in the world.
And as soon as he starts picking, they move away. It's just not G2's day, right? It's just not their day. Well, they know where it's coming from and they can peek it. Oh, good damage.
That at least keeps this one doable for G2. 25 seconds though, and Yekindar's flank is now paying dividends.
Not a chance.
It's perfect from Furia right at the end here. 9-3 up.
They got no chance in hell.
G2, and Ancient seems to be working out so far.
Well, if there was a little bit of fear, a little tentativeness, and maybe some hesitation after the map veto, looks like Furia is wild.
Okay, so we know that the Furia fans are loud over there, but I've managed to find some G2 fans. How we do it? All right, we got 30 seconds. Tell me why G2 is going to win this thing.
Because we got Heavy God.
Good answer.
Furia not loud enough. Woo! Hunter Masterclass.
We're the best.
Hunter
I'm going to
Masterclass.
ask you a question. You're a Brazilian fan over here in a G2 jersey. How does it feel knowing they're over there right now?
It's mixed for me because a bunch of friends my dad, so I have a message. Yeah. Let's go G2!
All right, G2.
Well, they are going. It seems like they're going home very soon. By the looks of it.
But here goes the second half. We'll get to see how Furia look on the T side. CT side was strong. And we've got Wrinkle getting ready to go A main. Aggressive stance here on the CT side. He's going to detect some presence and drop back towards Temple.
Well, all the Furia forces following up. In A main, G2's defense has been pulled over. 3 defenders here initially. Nerds is going to have a quick turn. And here's the attack.
Not going to work out. He's not hitting anything. Ah, and then he gets flashed and he's dead.
No problem. Mattis not able to make anything happen. And the pistol round loss feels like a devastating blow to the chances here of G2 of coming back into this. Furia continue to be strong.
Yeah, not on this one.
For this quarterfinal. Nerds doing what he can, but there's too many targets and they peek him somewhat at the same time, but haven't actually been able to remove him just yet.
Yeah, but now they know where both players are. It should be pretty simple for Furia from here. I say that, but it's
what?
Sketchy. 2-on-2 now.
500.
Well, Heavy Guard tosses that into the site. It's going to be a 10-second stick on the diffusal, but Heavy Guard looking to be the bodyguard. Kills coming in, now he has to defuse. He has to hold it himself, and he is pulling it through. Yukindar, can he get there in time? Can he stop this from happening? Heavy Guard dropped. Yukindar finds it in the last few seconds, and that will be a 10th round win for Furia.
And that's where the kit comes in handy.
Almost working their way into that diffuse to snatch it away. Very impressive, but Fury with these openings is just way too strong. Resistance cannot be mounted whatsoever, and yeah, they get a little bit sloppy in the post plant, but they're already at such an advantage.
Let's go, G2. Yeah, they're going home, people. Don't know what to tell ya.
G2 is starting to run out of gas. Fully invested here in round 14. MP7, 357s, and a Deagle. So much conversation around the map and the veto and the win rates and everything, but today it just feels like inside the server in this map right now, Furia just the better players by a wide margin.
Yeah, G2 struggling a little bit to do anything on this game. Oh, that's gone in the pocket.
Around like this, but G2 has just been a familiar story for them.
Mattis takes it up the keystone.
With pistols, having to play with some weak buy of some different variety. Furia coming at him. It's going to be a split through Donut and A main.
Yeah, but
Good job, Ringo. Ooh, good headshot. The Wrinkle's going wrinkly.
Wrinkle's got the safety, 20 seconds.
No, Wrinkle's done very well. He's going to back off with a better weapon in his hands as well. Let's not count Kesserado.
Is Heavy God gonna come through?
First kill is there for Kesserado. He knows Wrinkle is still towards A main. He turns to that one next. Yukindar's got
What's with the blind peaks, boys? Get the timing right. What the hell is this? Oh, so close.
What a comeback in that round from Furia.
Well, they just showed G2 how to win a 2v4, closing it out in style. That's a wild shot.
Yeah, but they don't peek it at the same time, boys.
When G2 come back and review this map, they're going to see 4 or 5 rounds that they should have won. They were in great position and just could not handle.
Oh my god, bro. Kesserado, bro. Insane.
Yeah, that's
Kesserado, bro. Insane.
From Kesserado. What cover.
What a map from Kesserado, sitting at 19 kills, 9 deaths at the moment. Looking to try and break 20 as he head into the last couple of rounds here. And G2 used their final timeout.
Absolutely crazy, I would say.
Deflated in the G2 camp, nothing has worked.
I think an element of it is that economic situation where you mentioned maybe they just haven't felt like they've gotten started on this map, haven't been able to dig into the game plan.
Yeah, they haven't even arrived in Paris yet. What you talking about?
Conversation, an interview he gave where he said, you know, at the major we kind of found our ceiling. This move is made to see if we can propel past that. Well, this is a bad feeling for that kind of a goal too. Getting flattened here on the opening map. In this quarterfinal series.
Yeah, getting flattened is putting it lightly, eh?
First quarterfinal of the Esports World Cup here in Paris. Anubis will be up next in this series, and Dust 2 as a decider if we need it.
Oh, by the looks of it, we won't go to Dust 2. Anubis will decide it. I haven't watched Anubis in a while, so it's going to be nice to see it.
Utah flies in, beautiful execution here from Furia. We're going to cut the head of the G2 defense.
Oh, so many lows. TK.
In the midst of all the chaos, Yukindar gone, so at least helping G2 out a little bit here. but Fallen still wins the engagement against Nerds with the Mac 10.
Yeah, he's doing everything. He's throwing supportive flashbangs, still taking kills. Another one coming in. It's a little bit late.
Yeah.
Fallen was turned, but the bomb is planted.
5-7 giving it a go here from Mattis.
Deep pistol. Deep nade.
Well, he's alive. There's really a whole lot of confidence you can have in this Furia squad. It's about to be 12. Yuri to close out this kill. And Rinko goes
Nothing. There's nothing G2 can do.
It is pure domination from Furia.
Yeah, G2 have yet to start the quarterfinals. This has been so clean and really so few obstacles thrown in their path.
Yeah, through.
Round 16 and potentially the final here on Ancient. It's a grim buy for G2's defense. 2 MP9s, a FAMAS pistol, and MP7. Fighting with scraps here at the tail end.
Yeah, they're gonna have to force all the way through now, basically.
But it's not even the main thrust of the attack. They're waiting to go up B and they're attacking the same.
He's got some eyes.
Well into 2 different sites, and that is causing confusion for G2 as they're trying to race back to their B bomb site positions. But you could even bail out and leave B and get back to the A site, which is exactly the call for Furia.
At least it seems like G2's got the read.
Stepping through CT spawn just as the smoke fades. 12-3 and a 5-on-3 in this round that could end the map right here.
Plays in tempo, 1 gone already. Kindar, why not try and grab both? But it's Heavy God, the final player here for G2, and they're
Nah, that was a slaughter. That was an absolute slaughter.
Coming in to G2's way, and I gotta say, for Furia,
Golf claps in the chat there.
Yeah, we were all kind of surprised to see it picked out, and they just showed up and looked phenomenal on it. Now, there's a quality up there that might be some weaknesses from G2, but let's not take anything away in the moment. So many kills.
Absolutely wild.
Frags, a dominant force inside the map. Good calling, and I mean, you got to say for G2, it hesitated right at the start. It kind of stumbled in the first 4 rounds. Recovered. We got the boys on the desk, helmed by Puckett.
While they chat, let me quickly go get some food. Enjoy the disc segment.
Alongside me, as this was a swift one. We may have a bigger delay between games 1 and 2 than we had for game 1 on the stage. Dupree, what went down here? How did Furia walk away with that convincing 13-3?
That was a very dominant showing for Furia. Very disappointed in what G2 showed in this one, and if it would have been for those 2 clutches from Nurse and Heavy God, they barely would have gotten any rounds. And in majority of their T side, they just looked like a team that didn't know where to go. Like they lacked the overview. They simply lacked the positioning for themselves and finishing out rounds. They even lost a couple of clutches that were not supposed to be looked. So whenever they return to the practice room and they're going to be looking at this game, they're going to be kicking themselves because this game could have been very different.
Take a look at this scoreboard right here. Take a look at the amount of kills that Furia has in a 13-3 win. You almost never see this. Why is that? Because in the 3 rounds that G2 was able to win in the first half, they had 2 players alive combined. They had a Nerds 1v2 and a Heavy God 1v2 that they won and stayed alive, and then in the 3rd round that they won, everyone died. Right. So that was it. So round after round, Furia was able to rack up kills, right? That's how dominant that first half was, and honestly, it was embarrassing for G2 what they showed. I understand that you were caught off by the pick and you didn't have time to prep, but they were so lost in all these clutches. All the rounds on the B bomb site, it seemed like every player was just making decisions for himself, not trying to play with his teammates, not trying to play together, and Furia absolutely decimated them for it.
Yank, I want to throw it back at you, though, because when you saw this map first picked, you thought this might be a mistake for Furia bringing it out. Do you think, just like we saw with our previous team succeeding on Cash, maybe Furia should be bringing this out moving forward?
Well, I don't know.
Not sold on it yet.
I don't know about the long term. I don't think they won because it's ancient. I think they won because G2 just played poorly. No matter the map, if G2 played like this, they would have lost, right? But still, there's an element to it where you're catching them off guard. Perhaps they didn't account for it. And also, obviously, you knowing this is an option are going to prep heavily on the map. So maybe that's what gave some added confidence to the Furia players on that CT side.
Sunday is going to be extra spicy. I have a feeling already. But Dupree, let's revisit the final match. Map 1 here. What did you see in the early rounds?
So round 3, as you can tell, the fact that we have 5 players from Furia on this side already. Like we have 4 towards the B bombs and 1 in middle. And you can tell, like, coming to this round, So actually took a timeout. So he know how important this one was. They go with 5 killers and they get exactly the fight they want. They stack up, they want to be fighting these fights, but they can just heavy guard caught completely off guard. Yakender finds a free frag here, gets caught himself back in this round, but then again, it's the sleepiness from the side of G2. Fallen jumps up from mid, finds a fight onto Wrinkle, kills him in the back, and Mattis can't convert this frag, but thank God for the likes of Nerds. This is one of the rounds that we pointed out. This brought back G2 because would they have lost this one? There could have been a chance they wouldn't have gotten a single round in this given situation. So it was good to see that Nerds, at least in the beginning, with also how important this round was with the economy, that he bailed them out. But apparently, this was just like the start of the disaster for G2.
Yeah, we called that in early, hoping that G2 was going to show more life. Unfortunately, we kept getting clips from Furia. Here is round number 10. I have a feeling this is more success.
For Furia, yes,
For Furia.
absolutely. And this is like third, fourth round in a row that goes terribly wrong for G2 towards the B bomb site. Heavy God, bless him, was like, hey, I'm going to try and make a play, right? I applaud that. Didn't work out. Here, Yakender sneaking through the smoke, right? Sort of, again, is going to catch G2 a little bit off guard. You can see the weird situation where the rest of the G2 players are sort of sneaking cave. So they're going to find a gap here towards B, even though they're 3v5, right? Get the bomb down, sort of be in a decent situation to win the round. They catch Yuri, they're going to kill Yakender. But now, when that happens in this 3v3, right, you're going to see, again, them struggling to find solutions, right? Great job from Nerds finding this kill. I mean, great timed kill. Hunter also manages to find one, luckily, before Molodoy gets him. And Molodoy knows about Nerds. He doesn't know about Mattis. And, you know, they're trying to sort of play together, but you're just finding you need to also, if you're Mattis, don't reveal your position, right? Like, Nerds, you need to leave him to either win the round or die, right? Because you now have the 1v1. Modo has no idea where you are. You can position yourself wherever you want to just play the
Yeah,
clutch.
we have arrived back.
It's easier for Molodoy, who smoke really made the clutch difficult for Nerds to win.
Just a lack of decision making, right? Someone just needs to take the helm and say, okay, this is what we're going to be doing. And it feels like they're super stressed
We
out.
got some food.
Like, Mattis have no reasons to peak in this given situation. And just play Nerds it out, you know, so let Nerd play it out. And in theory, it's these type of rounds. Like, they could have bounced back if they won this one, but when they throw this stuff away, it also just keeps killing their confidence, and it's just not good enough.
Not the way you want to finish your first game unless you're on this side of the ball. Let's take a look here at the stats from 2 stars. We didn't really say enough about Kesarado in the pregame. Yakender we highlighted as needing to step it up going into today's quarterfinals. Did he do so far?
Look, it's the only reason why we did not talk about Kesarado is because he's been so good through the tournament we didn't need to, because he always delivers, right? We did have a little bit of a negative point coming in that Yakender was missing yesterday. But he kind of made.
But he's been crushing it today.
Flanks coming out. He found a lot of position and got a lot of good information that could really help Furia puzzling the rounds together. And I mean, like, it's just good to see that regardless of having a bad game yesterday, he shows up. And Kesarado, you know, like, this guy is just unbelievable. Like, he just delivers time and time again.
Yeah, he's been the best Brazilian player for a while now, and also yesterday on Ancient 2 against Aurora had a really good game. So yeah, I think Furia definitely showed up as the better team, and it seems like their plan in this series is just don't let G2 get anything from their comfort zone. I mean, even looking at the map pick of Anubis, right? Like, it's not that Furia has had tremendous results on it lately, but they know G2 hasn't either. So they just want to go and sort of make G2's life as uncomfortable as possible, feeling that their worst maps are better for them than they are for G2.
Shout out,
Yeah.
we got a lot of OGs in
This
the
part
chat
of
right
G2
now, and I
choosing
saw a
and
question.
losing
What is this?
13-3
Yes,
is
it
bad.
a best of 3. So if you're Furia, you need
It's bad for the
G2
heart.
map. We're going to Anubis, and if needed, there will be Dust 2 as the decider. With about a minute left here in our break, Dupree, I want to get your thoughts going into the second map.
With what G2 have shown so far, I'm worried that this is just going to be like a completely stomp for them. I don't think they have looked solid whatsoever. And I'm also looking at the map pool and the video, everything. I'm kind of curious whether Furia is like playing with the idea of playing all 7 maps, or they're trying, try remove their permaban into something different. Because I mean, looking at the fact that they decide to pick Anubis against G2, it's not a map they have played themselves a lot. And now also G2, they have looked pretty bad in that one. So maybe that's why they went that way.
Yanko, give me a reason to stay tuned for map number 2. Tell me how G2 is getting to map 3.
I think they're going to get a kick in the behind from, the coach, the mental coach as well, and just get them to reset and don't overthink. Play your own game, like communicate with each other. Try to play together a little bit more, because they lost due to bad fundamentals, not because of Ancient.
Kick in the rear, get your butt in gear. It's time to go to a quick break. When we come back, it's map number 2, live from EWC Counter-Strike 2 in Paris.
Yuri, drop your smoke.
One donut? No. Two guys.
Guys, I'm smoking donut.
Okay.
Or smoking city.
Smoke city and molotov close donut. Temple dead.
Pushing city.
One more temple, one more.
Molly temple.
And donut. Temple.
Out.
Nice!
Hi everyone, Jenny here, and I'm joined with Furia to do a little bit of a who is most likely to, testing your synergy off the server this time around. Concept is pretty simple. I'm gonna give you guys a couple of scenarios. You write the name of who you think that applies to, and we can discuss. Who has the messiest hotel room?
Damn.
Oh, easy. I already saw the room, bro. It's crazy.
What's wrong with the room?
Oh, but there's everything in the room. Like
I don't know, bro. There's
I
many
can't
peoples.
explain. Like it's ugly, bro.
Yeah, take your time, bro. It's okay.
Okay.
Hey, let's go.
Oof, me messy. You're crazy.
I pick myself because I know me. Bro, I don't like. Once he forgot his passport in the hotel, so I need to go back to take to him, for him, and I saw the room, bro. It's like mad room, bro. Like I never seen anything like.
I feel like in our team there's always like pairs that live together most of the time. I think Caserato and Yuri's most of them. Then Daniel usually lives alone, and me and Fallen sometimes share or whatever. I've never really seen anybody being so messy, but I just wrote Caserato because I've never lived with him. So I just assumed.
Shots fired.
I'm not this type of guy. I'm
Yeah,
the only
true.
one.
He's
I've heard bad stories about you though, Yuri.
Sometimes.
All right, who's most likely to survive a zombie apocalypse?
Bro.
That's funny, actually.
Bro, it's definitely not you, bro.
That's actually funny.
It's definitely not you, bro.
It's definitely
Me? Yeah, bro.
Bro,
Can
I
say whatever you
love
want,
the
bro, but-
movies, bro. Everything.
Watch is the different, bro. Watch is different.
Yeah, bro. Nice, Maddox. You're right, bro. You're right.
You know why I wrote you? Because you're playing 1.6 zombie servers.
True, bro. Since
How
since
it's
I
helping,
was
bro?
kid, I love like
How it's helping in
apocalypse. Huh?
How it's helping in life?
Bro, because there's things that you saw that in the real world that's gonna work.
You know that I had to shoot the head.
Yeah, that's
no. There's more things, but I love this kind of maybe me, yeah.
Who did you put?
Well, no one, bro.
None of us.
None of us, of course.
Maybe.
Yeah, depends how is the zombies. The Walking Dead zombies, easy to
Oh.
survive. But if it's a fucking World War Z, impossible, bro. Impossible, bro.
Yeah, I
Let's
guess
be honest.
I guess it depends.
Yeah,
it does
depends.
depend
That's
on
I'll
many
put
things.
none of us.
If it's 1.6 zombies, Yuri is the king.
Yeah,
Yuri
Yuri
is the winner.
Academy, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't have power, so maybe.
Who is most likely to sleep through their alarm?
Yeah, all of them is him.
Always
Jay-Z,
late, you know.
TikTok
Always
all
late.
the night.
How many hours do you have on TikTok per day?
It's not many hours.
Not many.
Yeah,
Every
yeah,
time
yeah.
I see you in the phone on TikTok, bro.
I think 4 hours per day.
4 hours on.
4 hours, but the speed he scrolls is insane. He's just like not even looking at them, just scrolling. Scrolling for what?
Yeah,
Do you watch in like 1.5 speed?
No.
No.
If he's not on TikTok, he's on Twitch. Watch some streamer.
Twitch, yeah.
True.
I think 10 hours is Twitch, 1 hour is TikTok, and all
When do you
time.
prac?
He doesn't.
Watching Twitch.
Yeah.
That's it from us for today. Thank you guys so much
Thank
for
you
joining me.
so
Hope you
much.
guys enjoyed it.
Now
over in the Alliance Vault, we've had some pretty big news going down. Over in Counter-Strike, it's been Falcons and Vitality to secure themselves top 8 at very least. But bigger news over here, Trav. What's happened?
Yeah, I mean, it's heartbreak for AJL. They've come into this one expecting to win it all. This was supposed to be their tide on 1,000 points this week that gives them a chance to win the club championship. And they've gone crumbling out of the competition in the quarterfinals. Baisha Gaming have taken out Team Falcons in the lower bracket of the qualifying stage, have been drawn against AGL, and have beaten them both. So the top 2 teams in the club championship are now out of our competition. It's Team Liquid against Na'Vi at the moment. So there's some more storylines here and there. Na'Vi still in with a chance of winning the club championship. Same with Vitality. But they've pretty much got to win all 3 games they're in this week and have Falcons do bad.
Okay, so what you're saying is the odds are looking ever stacked in the favor of Falcons.
They are. I think Team Vitality and Na'Vi had like 0.33% and 0.22% chance of winning the club championship at the start of this week, and I don't think that's gotten any better.
Well, thank you so much for the update, Trav. If anything changes, we will, of course, be back at you with more club championship updates.
Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by Play.
All right, look who I found wandering around EWC. It's none other than Tweede, the biggest man in Counter-Strike. I think that's a good way to put it. How are we doing? You've also got the no refund shirt on.
Refunds, yes, no refunds, got it. Shout out.
Now, tell me, you've been around EWC, you've been around many events. What have you been up to? What have you been doing during your time here, mate?
Oh, I got invited to just check out the entire event, enjoy myself, of course. Oh, the player area. Oh, I got access to that one, yes. You can do a lot of things like play, pool, enjoy every type of games, catering twice a day, you know what I mean? Like, oh my god. Yeah, just enjoy the entirety of Paris, see that sick event that is around here. EWC right now definitely impresses as usual Counter-Strike event, and enjoy myself.
You mentioned the catering.
Yeah.
Easy for you to hit your macros and your calories and get enough food in?
No. Did you have like, you have 7, 8 different choices of everything and then desserts and stuff, but I am prevailing at the very minimum of the dessert.
Oh, in the dessert. Can I take a look at what's in this bag? Can we show what's in this bag? Because you surprised me earlier with this, right? I said you're the biggest thing. Well, maybe this is.
This is 4,000 calories. Just hold up.
Okay. My God, this is the most French thing you can find. 4,000 calories. Yep. You can eat it all in one sitting?
I actually, in fact, ate one of those early on a live stream.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh my God, God.
I got paid $25 for it, so.
I would take that, yeah. That's a good. I don't know if it's worth it or not, but you can do some cardio to burn it off as well. But I now need to ask you a bit more about the Counter-Strike. You can hold it. Is it heavy?
No, it's not good.
Okay, it shouldn't be heavy for you.
It's going to be part of the interview. Yeah.
This is now part of the interview. So, who are you looking forward to seeing here at EWC? Who do you think is going to be doing well in the Counter-Strike? A lot of Vitality fans, but they've been shaky. People are saying Falcons on a good run. Furia is playing right now.
I mean, big fan of Furia, Fallen, Yakinda, the whole shebang. I am personally going to go with either Falcons or Vitality, and for the love of the game, get Vitality in the arena. Hey, Vitality in the arena in Paris is going to be magnificent, like, so we need them there.
So you want a Vitality Furia final, and then who wins?
Something like that, and who wins? I don't really mind either. I mean, having the Fallen there winning with Yakinda over there, but let's just go with the flow, get a Vitality fan favorite in Paris, see Apex explode, that's it.
There we go. That's it. Yeah. That's it from him. Good luck eating this.
With the end of the Esports World Cup inching ever closer, truly every single game matters. So I'm back down in the Kadir City Grid to get a little update from Glitter as to what has been happening in Fortnite. What are the headlines? So we're in Group B, halfway through our matches on the day so far. Now, this was the group that AGAL were expected to top out of. They didn't do it so far. They were actually down at the very bottom for quite some time. They're starting to have a little bit of a comeback. They now moved their way all the way up into 12th. However, that's not enough to make it into finals. It's enough to stay alive in the competition, absolute worst case scenario. But they still have 5 more matches to kind of pick up that performance and continue chipping away at the leaderboard. But if we're talking about some of the other teams that are even just in the CC storyline and looking to improve their placement, even just from a money perspective, Twisted Minds are at the top right now, which is working out well for them. And we've seen some solid performances out of Furia as well. So we'll have to see how the rest of these matches go. Things could still be shaken up, but definitely not what we expected so far. Okay, very interesting. So much unfolding over here at Fortnite. Thank you so much, Glitter, for the update.
How long are they gonna make us wait? Come on, boys.
FBI, open up!
Emotional damage!
Welcome back to the Esports World Cup. It's the quarterfinals between G2 and Furia. Only one team has shown up. That's got to change coming into map 2. Otherwise, the key of G2 and their dreams of actually winning this competition will be crushed.
It's actually kind of the first and the only question worth discussing at this point is just, you know, are you actually going to be here? Are your individuals going to provide anything for this G2 team to rebound in this series? We're going to have to see who's going to step up. Anubis. Second map in the series. Furia won. Good! 22! Finals at the Esports World Cup.
Yeah, all the sounds seem to be loud.
CT side G2 attacking into their defense.
Okay, here we go. Let's see if they can do something, and actually, let's go.
2 flashes and a Molotov for G2. This is always going to be towards the B-bomb site.
Yeah, Furia have so many players ready to defend this B-bomb site. First up is Molodoi with Yuri. And this combination might prove too difficult to get past. Yuri's even got utility to slow it down, but G2 can't respect that. They've just got to go. Heavy got great entry.
What an entry, boys. That is finally something worth it.
Yeah, very perfect, really, as you'd say. Nothing they could do whatsoever. Good utility usage. Molodoi had to get something with the dualies to slow that down. Nice little punch in the face from G2 to open up this second map, and hopefully a taste of what's to come. Hopefully an indication the attitude's going to be a little bit different here for this G2 squad.
A little bit more spicy, you would say.
The other nice thing about that, we talked on Ancient, it felt like that T-side kind of fell by the wayside, never got started due to some financial issues, the economics they could never get under control. As long as you can convert round number 2, this is the exact setup G2 would have loved to have had on the previous map. Get some money in the pockets quickly.
They've gone somewhere. Woohoo! Ladies and gentlemen, we've got them.
Right, the fact that G2 just never really got going economically at all. We didn't get to see Wrinkle. We were talking about Wrinkle a lot coming into this game, saying we've been impressed with his off play. We've really enjoyed watching him so far. He's been a great surprise. And we just didn't see him all. So
he never had the cash on the T side, did he?
No, so it's got to change.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, I'm sure we'll see it on this map. It got to be a priority.
One of my peppers dropped from this.
AK-47's rifles coming in for G2. Looking to build upon that pistol round victory. We do have a small tech issue up on the stage, so we're going to chill for a little bit before we get back into the action.
Chill for a little bit due to technical issues.
Caserado coming into this big map after a monster performance on the first one of Ancients. Just a complete beast inside the server. 20 kills for Caserado, leading the way for Furia.
Yeah, the Kindar-Caserado combo is a real deadly one. Pulling back some rounds that looked like that could have been the gateway back into the game, or at least that conversation for G2, shut in their face by Caserado and Yukindar. Although we come into the second round here of Anubis, and we have got an actual purchase for Furia. It's not great, but it'll be a scout, a couple of MP9s, and a couple of 5.7s.
They're going to play the smoke fade, or they're just going to come on through it. Flashes there.
Good job, Heavy. Finally gets a couple of kills.
Man advantage. And plenty of G2 players around to make sure that there's no further danger from this push.
That one of surprises there.
Ooh, that's a dink on the head. Not enough damage done.
Heavy got down on the rug, so he's going to peel away with a better weapon.
But at least he's got information.
The bomb site, if everyone can kind of slink back into their sights and reset this round, that could get really uncomfortable for G2. Now there's an AK-47 in play.
Yeah, that's a bit dangerous here.
At this A bomb site. Hard if you're Fury to put these resources in the right place with so many weak weapons.
Yeah, but you would put it with the SMG, right? Because you've got the scout and a pistol that can work together.
Information being gathered, but that's an important piece. K Serato spots the bomb jiggling in canals. And now comes the play from G2, stepping into their final move into the A bomb site.
Oh, it's Yukindar or this round is lost. Yukindar's blinded in the open, so Nertz comes in, takes that headshot, and G2
AK's done.
You've got some weapons worth saving if you're Furia.
Yeah, good patience as well from G2, not panicking in that kind of a round. Staying
Well,
calm, taking it slow.
unlike the first map, they weren't panicking.
You have a man down and they've taken a weapon away from you. You've got control of the map, you've got the better weaponry overall and more utility down the stretch. The longer the round plays out, the more difficult it is for Furia. Letting the clock bleed and then play in your advantage. 2-0 for G2. Furia on this map hasn't played too much of it in the past 3 months. That's kind of the conversation the desk was having with the Matt Vito pre-match. Going to Ancient and then going here. 0-2 on this map in the last 3 months. They've lost to Dendele and Falcons. Dendele.
Yeah, Dendele. Sharks players.
It's a fun name.
Yeah, fun to say. Not so fun to lose to, apparently.
But you know what? They surprised us on Ancient, so coming into here, I expect, you know, to not have that same vibe of a winless Furia on this map. Defense has yet to get around on the board, yet to plant their feet. All the advantages.
Would it be a case of everybody falling on the opponent's map? Or on their own map, rather?
Spread into an early default to look for aggression.
It might be.
And they'll use Heavy God as a little information gathering piece.
Buddy-o, buddy-o.
Speaking of information gathering, it might just be one of those plays from Furia out towards A main. Contact made and it could pressure forward, but it's Heavy God coming to meet them instead. Gonna move up with the MAC-10. Desperado next up, and they line up. Heavy got blinded, but will retreat to spot that he's killed 2 players.
Yeah, beats the flashbang as well. I love that he steps into that fight. Molodoy aiming for the head because he had to have the head shot.
Oh, good tag.
Yeah, tags him. Hunter stuck on the wall. Nowhere for Molodoy to go. Somehow still alive, but not for long, surely.
Oh, he's just getting thrown. Every piece of utility is white. He does get the kill he was looking for, this time on Heavy God. With the bomb planted in B. Obviously, Fallen Yukindar just seeing if they can grab anything extra on the way out here, but not to be the case. So a 3-0 comfortable lead for G2. A very different story than what we got to see on Ancient, where it was such a crazy, scrappy start to the game, never really getting to get their feet beneath them. So let's see if that's enough to change the look of G2.
Yeah, we'll check when the guns come out. How that's going to play.
Yep, well done Hunter. Finally G2 has arrived. Ladies and gentlemen, we can put a round of applause together for the Gamers 2, the Samurais.
Off in the hands of Molodoy. M4 is picked up around it. They got plenty of utility. Only thing they're missing at the moment is kits on the Furia side, so any retake is going to have to be quick, it's going to have to be fast. 3-0.
Look how quick this is. Norton's already up through the mid doors, putting the pressure on Caserato, but he knows what's up now, so he manages to catch his breath, but the next attack is going to come quickly, and it's at this B site this time.
Okay, yeah, and reloading from Yuri. Yukinder's the only one inside the fight, inside the bomb site, pulls him into the crossfire. Obliteration, and Nertz left alone in middle, Wrinkle, nothing to do at A main.
Nerds still trying to dig deep and fight. I mean, both 2 of the 3 remaining players here for Furia are low in HP. 6 health for Yakindar, 21 for Kesserado. Nerds and Wrinkle are going to try and figure out if there's any way to come together in this round win.
This is the guy you're most scared about at the moment, is Nerds, just because he's the one on the map with a minute to play with. You had the spot on Wrinkle, you know he's stuck behind smoke for the moment. When that fades, you might have to be concerned, but it's the movement of Nerds that they don't know about.
Oh, they just exchanged positions. The low HP player of Kesserado is actually going to win the fight against Nerds, so now Wrinkle's chances of winning the round drop to 0 with that headshot from Yuri. So Furia, a strong hold of that B bomb site. And that's the Yuri Yakindar combo to get the first round win here for Furia.
Yeah, good to see them as well. That's a lot of pressure applied by Nerds, and that goes back to the conversation we've been having throughout this whole first map, was the nature of aggression. Saw's trying to tell every single player to crank up the aggressive nature of their play in different situations, and Furia didn't bite on that. Very easy for Kesserado to make that call.
Well done to Furia. They got their first round of the board. Excellent work. But G2's, well, they've spent now their money. That was a bit tight there, son.
Connector not going to get that chance, though.
You mentioned his AWP and the fact that we didn't see it a whole lot across Ancient. We've got it early here on Anubis in round 5. It'll be a supportive piece early on to allow the AK-47s to scale up and get some map control.
Kesserado and Yuri, combination of players that have played together for so long. They're going to be standing inside of mid. There's a Mattis trying to give this a look. Peek. Kesserado behind the smoke. Does get a little bit of damage off on Nerds as well.
Trying to keep track of the presence over in middle. I think now wants to get a little bit frisky, has the chance to peek out the window. G2 is going to start readjusting on the map back to the A bomb site. Mattis is outside B. Nerds in the middle of the map watching for a push, but everyone else lining up in A main.
Yeah, Fallen alongside Molodoy. The duo to try and defend the site.
It's only a 2-man attack, so they don't need to commit off this. They want to cause some damage and maybe open up an avenue for Nerds.
You know, that bomb is hanging back, but Nerds is going to start moving in, and that's a huge kill to collect. Kesserado unable to
Oh, another good kill.
on the second layer. And we're looking at a 3v5 now to try and return here for Furia. 20 seconds though. Mattis caught lurking into the site. The bomb is coming back to B. This could be Yakindar stepping up and delivering Furia around because the time is so limited. They don't have enough time to be methodical. It's Yakindar with another. Bomb moves in. Hunter has to plant it. Yakindar.
Oh, well, good cover. But did they expect another one so close?
Yuri and Molodoy can still win this though.
I think Yuri's going to want to make the first move. Take some attention, open up the flank for your teammate.
But if you're G2, you're feeling a little claustrophobic. You're committed to the side if you're Hunter. And there's the fight that's won, and that will cancel out any attempt of Molodoy. He'll fall away, and it will be G2 to pull through to a 4-1 lead.
Dicey, G2, I think, almost outcalled themselves in that round with the return back to the B bomb site. Yakindar almost puts together a clinic. Can't read the play, the late play from Nerds in towards 8 main, and that's the pressure release that allows G2 into the bomb site to win the round. Lead extends to 3, it's 4-1. Talked at length about the money issues on map 1 for G2. Now it's Furia going to be struggling with it and what kind of a buy they can put together here. The AWP is not available to them to pass over to Molodoy.
Well, you know, that extra kill even at the end just adds to the damage that you've done to G2's economy. So you know you've got them in a brutal point when it comes to residual cash, but G2 are absolutely going to have the superior purchase available in this round, and it's up to Furia to figure out what can we even put together. Is there any sort of disruptive style we can maybe throw into the CT side?
And if we want to take stock of G2 during this timeout after the Ancient map that we just discussed, you're seeing more of that individual effort and talent kind of show up here. You can see they look much more comfortable working the map with the protocols and the plays that they're calling and the way they're moving together. Everyone on G2 looking a little bit sharper in these first 5 rounds here on Anubis. That bodes well if we want to get a deep 3-map series here in the quarterfinals.
Good time for a pause. Get your thoughts together. Get your things together.
Haven't shoved all in here, so you got Molodoy with the M4, Yakindar with the FAMAS. It's a pistol and an SMG on Kesserado behind that.
But it's a question of how... That's an interesting smoke. How big of an effect will it have on Furia that they're struggling this round where they had such a good round previously? Matt.
No need to panic yet if you're Furia.
Yeah, he has to come off that boost. I mean, no timing to favor him. And obviously, if you commit to that for a little bit too long, end up conceding space elsewhere. Good for Furia not to concede an early player to the waiting AWP, but when you're sitting back and you've got weaker weapons, it can feel like you already lost the round. So they're trying to take the fight to G2, and they start to send Yuri out towards B. He's got nothing to lose, just a USP here.
Spots Mattis as well. At least knows the one player, the kind of lurker to watch for those kind of pushes, is still hanging around. Mattis saw them attempt that push a little bit earlier, so very aware of the possibility they come back into it. Here's the fight, good win. Can you get more? Oh yeah, you can. Yakinder, triple kill.
That is a massive moment again out of Yakinder, doing some great work towards this site. A FAMAS to a triple kill, Mattis and Nerds. It feels like G2 didn't get to do anything in that round. They were just about to set up the move and the positioning to actually go for the call that they had in mind, but then Yakinder just rips that away from them, picks up at AWP. And that's a huge round to win for Furia that puts a real dent in the economy here of G2 and the run that they've been building on this T side.
It really breaks up the momentum that they've been working with. An extended save here at the end of round 6. Plenty of weapons for Furia to upgrade into for free. They're gonna have 2 AK-47s in that AWP that they bring forward. All picked up off the bodies of G2 players. Really nice round from Yakinder. And you know, he's been the one, 8-4 for his team. He's the one who almost
must win.
in the previous round. He's showing some
Well done. That's another one.
Player most often at the moment stepping up for Furia. A lovely sequence.
Oh, look at that. Good triple. With a FAMAS. Hometown hero gun. Shooting like a champion.
And their last buy before they're forced back onto pistols.
Well, there's already one pistol and 2 Galils. But yeah, after this, they're broken. Furia's got all the cash in the world.
Molodoi. Oh, hits the shot, but it's not enough damage to bring him down. Both competitors dishing out some blows to one another, but for Nerds, he's down on 17. He will still stay committed to his task of just dribbling a smoke out, because the main attack is once again going to the other side of the map at Fallen, who's going to try and delay this. He's only got a FAMAS.
Oh, he busted out a really defensive smoke, thinking they were going to commit to that as well. A lot of defensive utility. Fallen felt like that was the execute, so Molotov is burned, multiple flashes burned, a smoke is burned at the A bomb site.
An extra player pulled over to help the defense, but in fact G2 have so much time they can actually call it off, go elsewhere and set up for what they hope will be a successful B finish to this round. But once again, it is Molodoi and Yakinder here to defend.
Yeah, I think you might need a third player here as well. They haven't shifted anyone over. Nobody's even close. If these two can't hold on to the bomb site, it's a save call surely for Furia.
Well, we've been talking about how good Yakinder has been. Well, he's got Molodoi to back him up, but Yakinder
good double.
And a single kill from Molodoi.
And if they can save all the weapons, or at least all the weapons they currently have on them.
That save call you mentioned will follow.
I feel like in this map, if you have 2 B defenders sitting back into the bomb site playing defensively like that without
yeah,
any
it's too defensive
elsewhere on the map, they're just screwed. It's just a matter of time. Those executes are just way too strong. So G2 gonna build upon it, extend this lead back out to a 5-2 3-round lead. But because Fury was able to return the previous round with weaker weapons, they've got another buy coming in, so not out of it just yet.
Good job. G2's putting up a fight, boys and girls. Who would have thought about that a few days ago? I mean, minutes ago, when they got slaughtered 13-3.
Getting some really good calls out of Hunter, some really good movement around the map, doing a really good job of making it tough for Furia to read. Getting some good individual efforts. Heavy God 7-4, Nerds is 6-2. But more than anything, I think, by the nature of how assertively and how convincingly they're taking these bomb sites, they haven't really had to play too many post plants, which was a huge problem in the first map of Ancient. They lost a couple that they should have never lost. But here they haven't really had to go up against those retakes because they're so convincing on that initial destruction of the defense. Timeout comes to a close. Round 8, 5-2 in the favor of G2.
A couple of early timeouts, I have to say. What will Fallen do?
Across the board, a pair of kits.
G2, a simple and what they hope to be effective call directly into this B site all together now towards Molodoi. Yekindar this time again.
1-on-1 and it gets straight. Ooh.
And he'll get a second, but not the third. As Nerds just stops him in his tracks. That bomb plant will be coming in soon from G2. But this time Fury have a
Covering off the door, nice. But the smoke's gonna put out the flames.
Challenge for this round. You have to challenge for this round. 3-on-3.
Yeah, but they're broken after this.
Still up, so Heavy God is going to move in while that flashbang is live. And here's the retake.
Wow, good shot. Ah, Wrinkle is killer. Furia has got to go run away. He who fights and runs away gets to fight another day.
Just really good poise from G2 waiting.
He probably would have liked to save the AWP.
Until they can sense how easy it is to get that bomb planted, and Wrinkle is the one to provide the
Will they do a partial? Because all of them will have some cash. Fallen can buy, Yuri can buy. They can drop a weapon, so they have 3 big weapons. Maybe they force?
Yeah, they're having a really hard time delivering both of them in the same round, aren't they? It's one or the other. And G2, I think, feels no need to go elsewhere on the map as long as they can batter down this B bomb site. Furia might want to start maybe considering rotating a third player over earlier. Now this attack happens early in the round, so even that wasn't going to help.
Shot in the head.
Third player here, or at least figuring out some way elsewhere to be aggressive to gain an advantage.
Shot through the head.
Is battered and bruised here from Furia.
Oh, nice and excited, are we, son?
On an MP9. At least the others have no choice.
And they went for a partial.
We're not seeing Kesserado we've seen on map 1. Not really seeing anybody for Furia. Again, starting with 3A. Perhaps they're thinking, Jason, that G2 are expecting them to lean an extra play towards the B site and then would lean on an A play.
Yeah, they might be. That's the mind game of the IGLs, trying to get ahead of the adjustments. Mid-take, though, with numbers. We've seen them do it solo with Nerds here on his own, now bringing an extra body.
Might be the right call, though. They've got 3 plays defending here, and we've got G2 starting to make their way towards the A site.
And smoke broken open. Nerds just gets into some safety, but information for Yuri. Sees them setting up, poised outside camera. It's Heavy God and Wrinkle that would be tasked with taking A main control.
G2's ability to stay in limbo, though, and decide to go elsewhere has been so impressive throughout this first half.
But are they going to make a decision when they're going to go to the stack?
You have the easy drop down into canals, but they're committed now.
Oh, they're going to the stack.
3 players that Furia put on this A site. The decision to stack the bomb site, is it going to pay off? Yuri with 1, but Mattis mauls away 2, but that's the bomb going down. Fallen finally getting a kill on this map. And it's a big 1-2. Will it net them around victory? Waiting desperately for his teammates to arrive in the rotation. They're a long way off, and Fallen.
Oh, what a drop on the headshot.
5-7, but Yakindar's dead.
The flank. Fallen's trying to stay alive for the flank.
And that's all he's been doing. But finally, Fallen is gone. But he set up Molodoi with a chance. A small chance.
Oh, unlucky. Unlucky. Peak too early.
And Heavy God has enough time to turn and react for the kill.
Yeah, Molodoi's going for the win right there, right? He wants to jump in and hope he can grab the planter out in the open, maybe delay it, maybe play a one-on-one. Admirable effort out of Fallen, but just way better from Mattis with the entry kills, the openings. And now Hunter's in his element. He's got control of this map, he's got Furia on a string, and now he's playing with timings. They never have any idea what's coming. Completely different G2 squad here on map 2.
Yeah, no money for Furia to bounce back in this round either. Taking a timeout. Trying to figure out, is there anything we could purchase up? I mean, Fallen
This is a great in-game leader move. Realize he's not having the best game individually. He spends his money on getting a rifle for Caserado to give them somewhat of a chance in a round like this.
It's a classic Fallen thing, IGL thing, but having coached Fallen in the past, has always been his main priorities. He's always has his one star player on the team that he just wants to constantly feed rifles to.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, take a gun, son. Caserato's got some good killing. But he's not hot in this map. Yakinder is the hot one.
Indeed with the AK. He's going to try to do so again here on Yakinder.
Oh, thought about the peak.
Damage, not able to get rid of him.
Yeah, Nerds, I think now at this point, good kill with the grenade. Bounces off the wall, but now he's going to want to back off and preserve the AK-47. Let his teammates do the hard work of mopping up these final 3 Furia defenders. Caserato's hoping that 1 kill might shy them away from the A bomb site. G2's thinking along similar lines because they're readjusting right back towards the bomb site the M4 was at, the strongest weapon that Furia have in play.
Dished out some damage as well to Caserado, sitting here on 40 HP. I mean, there's such little chance that he's going to do too much in terms of impacting the round win. But maybe his teammates can get into a good flanking position. Hunter just goes back to check it out for a second.
It has taken quite a long time. They did have to wait for the smoke to fade, but it is giving the opportunity for Fallen to creep closer.
The question is, how much can Caserado do? Out into the open, good amount of damage, but just a single kill, and that doesn't feel like it's going to be enough.
No, not at all. Bomb is going to be planted. Yuri and Fallen both coming on the flank towards A main, one after the other. At this point, I almost feel like maybe grab a gun and just dip.
That'd be easier said than done. Fallen walking into the waiting arms of Wrinkle's AK, and there's the AK picked up by Yuri. So he
Wrinkle does the damage,
and that's the only win you can take out of this round. So 8 to play with for G2, looking like they have a great chance at extending upon the 8 rounds they've already won. You have to say it's been a really strong bounce back from G2.
I almost feel like this AK-47 is more important than grabbing any kills at the end of the day. Fallen with no money because he dropped the Hero M4 over to Caserado is going to need a rifle. This is that rifle. So Yuri not actually peeking for any of these kills he knows are available beneath him.
Yeah, but it's too dangerous.
A 6-round deficit for Furia. 2 rounds remain in this first half for them to scrape together whatever they can, but nothing has worked. 4 rounds in a row now for G2's offense. At one point, Furia did stop that momentum, but it's right back under G2's control. And Furia decide perhaps the answer is a double up setup. Fallen has one at the A bomb site. You want to talk about shoring up a defense with an extra player? The second up allows you to move a third M4 to that B bomb site for the entire round.
Oh, that's a double oper, baby. Bringing out all the money.
Into the smoke here. In connector, a quicker play early in the round. Heavy God. Oh, he's just taking Fallen down. Nothing's working for Fallen on this map. That's the A side open. Hunter finding success on Yakinder through the smoke. And nothing working for Furia's defense. G2.
It's basically a role reversal.
Finds one, but yeah, who else is going to add into it? Is anyone going to make a play off that? Here's the peak. Yeah, you needed that. Good equalizer from Yuri. All of a sudden, G2's been thinned out. 2 good opening kills, but brought into a 3-on-3.
Now, the whole time, Furia have been worried about the fact that that A site is completely open, so they're now reallocating the rotation back to A. But is that going to be the right call?
I don't know. I think there were 2 different calls. I think G2 had 2 different minds. Someone said, let's go to B through Canal. Someone said, let's go A.
And they're going for the A play. They've committed to the call, and that's exactly where Furia currently have their players. This is what Furia need. From a 5v3 to possibly losing this round. Let's see if G2 can get through this. Molodoi waits, AWP strikes, and G2 now realize that they're walking into a setup. They're walking into the sniper. They're trying to get rid of him.
Toasty.
Wrinkle staying in the fight, trying to move forward, but 10 seconds. You've got to get that bomb down soon. And that flank is now arriving. Caserado
3, 2. Oh, Wrinkle, look at the flank.
Yuri comes in with a headshot of his own. And so it's the new Samurai. Let's see how sharp his sword is. 1v2.
I like when they put off the X-rays. Oh,
Through with an essential round victory for Furia. Without that, there is no half. But now they've got a chance.
there you go. 8-3, and there's a final round.
Extended fight over at this A bomb site, right at the tail end of things. That's always G2 desperately trying to recover, and they almost do it, but Molodoi adds one on top, makes it real difficult.
Great shots out of Wrinkle, just couldn't combine for the win, and that's a 3v5 that Fury have managed to pull off, and it's the Yuri Kesserado combo.
Where they've struggled so much to have effective defense, winning that 3v5 is kind of crazy. Let's see if they can grab this last one and carve out just as much chances as they need in the second half. Up for Wrinkle, AK-47s. G2's never had any issue with their investments with their buys this half, this map. And that double up setup again for the CT side, but it's Yakinder through the smoke.
Yeah, opening kill for Furia. They hold it, no trade potential. Heavy Guard steps up next towards A main. Fallen, been waiting all half long for his moment.
Well, Heavy got deleted him in the previous rounds.
2 ops, same position. You don't see this every day. The ops are playing beside each other.
Well, that can be deadly. As long as Molodoi can find a safe place, Fallen needs to hit this shot. Then he can pull him into Molodoi's op.
He's got it. Fallen peels into the corner.
Oh, perfect. Does he expect a double? Ooh, Hunter goes for the kill. Oh, Mattis with a flick.
They're going to drop into the water. They're going to come, and Yuri's going to hear it. He'll try and block them. Smoke goes down. They're just going to run through, but they know the rifle's waiting. Yuri pauses, tries to stay composed. He's out of bullets. To the Deagle, he shall go. But this round has all been Hunter, and it has to be Hunter. Up to the back.
Blast himself.
He's now under pressure. Hunter's got that too. Hunter to do it all.
Oh my God, he's bailing out.
Oh my God, 15 seconds left. This is the call to run it back to A.
I think
Can he make it?
I think he might just make it in time. Oh, it's so close. Molodoi's not entirely sure, and he is. He's going to get it.
Oh, just perfect. Good clutch, buddy. Well done. I was tight.
Lost information and positioning of your opposition.
But that only happens because he doesn't out. That's hard picking a corner.
The prey. Now Hunter
and then he moves.
For the chance to close it, but the time is ticking and the tension builds as Hunter backs his way into storage. Molodoi has to back himself, gets onto the site, taps that defuse. Hunter, round from heaven, accepts a round of Hunter.
JJ.
But there's not enough time to stop that bomb.
Boom. Good job, G2. You've arrived at the quarterfinals, son.
The situation, boxed in, creates the escape route for his team. That is a lovely adjustment when you've been stuffed cold at the bomb site itself. And one more round at the tail end for G2, because why not? 9-3 on the half. G2 playing for that third map. Dust 2 waiting in the wings if they can take us there. And they're poised for
it looks a lot more likely that to actually happen. Like, well done, GT, you've arrived. Finally, you've arrived.
Now the second half becomes very difficult indeed for Furia.
See what they can do with it. We saw them flustered and a little bit disorganized in the first half at various moments. G2 put a lot of hurt on them. Fallen and Yuri towards the B bomb site. It's coming quick, but it's just 2 players being committed.
Heavy Guard stays composed, waits down in connector, backtracks into the water, being pushed by 2. Eventually that trade is confirmed.
Yeah, but I mean, this is interesting. G2's all rotated over, but they have no idea what's actually going on. That whole time, that felt like a B hit, like a B rush, like a B attack. It's got them out of position. But Fury don't want to press the envelope in middle. Gonna try and start working their way in through A main, but Nerds is grabbing yet another kill.
Hunting down Kesserado as well. got a little bit of cover, resets, has teammates, and it's all Molotov. He's got Yuri right beside him, but I don't know how they're going to pull this off. Bomb gets planted, at least confirming extra cash. They're going to force buy in the next, but to win this round would be such a relief for Furia. Molotov.
That's a good start. Look at the way
the chase.
Mattis is taken out of the fight and brought down, and nobody's even in the bomb site in return.
Comes down to clean shooting from Yuri. Can he?
Comes down to clean shooting.
Defuse has started. In fact, there's a kit. He's just got it. He's won the round. He got onto the defuse inside of a smoke, and with the kit, it's an easy
Well
win.
done.
As well being a distraction, make sure he commits to a fight so Furia can't possibly aim towards the smoke. G2 a step ahead in every single scenario. This map has been theirs since the start, and they are not going to relinquish it. Lovely shooting from Nerds, and there's that aggressive word again as he continues pushing to clear out the middle of the map. The pieces were there for Furia. The idea was there in that pistol round, but just so disjointed in the finishing move.
I think we're all happy about the idea of getting Dust 2 in this series.
Yeah, if it goes to a third, it'll be exciting for everybody watching. This is the first quarterfinal, so we would hope to get a third map.
Really tenuous position though for Heavy God. If Mattis goes down, if he has to give up the angle, if it's not smoked, Heavy God just this position kind of sucks, so he's got to be really careful.
Heavy God sharp on the first, seconds go too, bomb spills, and this round not competitive at all. Furia do not break through. It is 11-3, and it's about to be map point for G2.
Who am I to doubt Heavy God? He plays that just goes just perfectly. Lovely first shot, a clean, quick kill, allows him to double up. His teammate Mattis turns towards main, covers him from that point of danger. That's the synergy that we didn't get from the Furia defense at that bomb site either. Round 15, and you're right, 12 is looking extremely likely. Furia do invest a little bit. Tech-9s and Deagles picked up with armor. With a little bit left in the bank for potentially the last round of the map in round 16.
It's a couple of pistols, it's a what do we have? A couple of Tech-9s, a couple of Deags, a flash and a smoke. Quite the buy indeed. Oof, but Fallen, Molotov and Yakinder is quite low, so even on the next buy they won't have a lot. Little dangerous.
Furia letting G2's defense sweat.
Oof. In the pocket.
Yeah, they stream in, but to their deaths is Heavy God at the back of the platform. Even with the USP, is using it to devastating effect.
What?
He nearly gets everybody. Yakinder barely hanging in there when the rotation is arriving. A 2v1, and you've got Yakinder.
Oh, come on. Why dry peek that, boys?
If there's any hope for Furia on this map, Yakinder needs to win this.
Surely the information was called that the bomb was dropped at A main. Nerds surely realizes he doesn't need to move from this position. Yakinder still has to go get the bomb. It's a teammate from Nerds' perspective. 20 seconds.
Yeah, just needs to cover, and the Tech needs to get a heady. There we go, well done, good clutch. Sometimes people lose because of map awareness or the lack of map awareness and not the clicking skills, but the thinking skills.
Impressive recovery after map 1 from G2, looking completely different, full of life here on this map. 17 kills on Heavy God leading the way, 11 on Nerds, 10 on the captain of Hunter.
Hunter aggressive. He's backed up by Wrinkle.
Oh, good shooting. And he's flashed. Oh, Molotov.
So 4v3 now for G2. One more step in the direction of Dust 2.
Okay, Serata did not have a good map.
They did not matchup to the first map performance. We haven't got the individuals showing up, and we heard Dupree talking about it. This game is so heavily decided by the individual performances, and on this one, it's all G2.
It's gonna end at 13-3 as well, right? 13-3, 13-3, both on each other's map picks. What is this game? What is this match? Crazy.
Thank God they got that first map, or else this would have been a quick series. Dust 2 is up next between these two teams.
Like wackadoodles, boys. So it's all up in the air. Like, what the hell's happening?
It's hard to say who even has an edge at this point.
It really is. I mean, with the nature of both of these maps and someone coming in and just blowing the other team out of the water, Dust 2 a little bit more in both teams' wheelhouse might give the edge over to Fury. I'm sure the desk is going to be outlining all this for you guys. And speaking of which, they're ready. So Puckett, my man, take it away.
Thank you very much.
Puckett, my man, take it away, son.
The difference again, or was it Dupree kind of hinted at coming into this map?
I think the difference was G2 getting their stuff together. Let's put it that way, you know, and showing
G2 getting their stuff together.
Usual face, in a way, right? They were a lot more patient on that T side. They were in control. We know Anubis is a T-sided map, and they showed us why, right? Like making the map really feel small for Furia. All the decisions they were making in the mid round didn't work out for them, and it was 13-3 the other way on Anubis.
I really feel like Nerds had a lot of saying in this specific matchup when it came to the middle area. You know, he was being that distraction that constantly had Furia guessing, keeping them, you know, pulling the rotations back and forth between the bomb sites. And as Janko just alluded to, like, it's just such a hard map to be going on if you're CT. Like, there's so many things you need to be taken into consideration, and especially when you get hit with this slow kind of play style where you also sometimes get bombarded with these B hits that G2 really threw at Furia.
There were some incredible plays throughout that one, including Hunter's clutch, but you clipped out round 5. What are we looking at first?
Well, you did mention the economy, and this was a reset round, but this was for me also where I really saw, all right, G2's back in it. So 3-0 up, Furia wins a round. This one is important so their economy doesn't get reset and they get some momentum in the game. So mid-round slow default from G2, Furia clears mid, K-Serato tucks in close to window, and now you see G2 position for the safe fake, right? This is just to draw rotations from the side of Furia, create space for Nerds. K-Serato doesn't move, but Nerds wins the duel outright. Wrinkle with the support utility, right? And here Fallen gets caught out. So now in a 5v3, G2 actually makes the kind of wrong decision when you look at the minimap. They go where 2 defenders are going to be, but despite that, still managed to do a good job of covering each other. Nerds arrives at just the right time, so Ikinder cannot deny the plant, and that they don't lose their cool in the 3v2. Hunter is able to take down Yuri, which forces Molodoi to save.
We talked about the IGLs clutching up and able to lead with some frags. Hunter had some big ones in there. Dupree, what did you clip out that from round 8?
Well, round 8 is just like a bit of the contrast to what Janko just talked about, that as you saw before, like it was all about the defaulting playing slow, and then this time it's a B-pop, you know, it's a change of pace from G2 where they just throw it at him, and Molodoi even gets the opening frag here, and then you can just tell that Ikinder is flashed out and he has to fight multiple angles. Molodoi even gets a second here, but at this point he can't really pull the trigger fast enough, so he gets taken out with a very fast trade frag by Nerds. And then this is some of the things that I really want to be pointing out with why Wrinkle was put in this squad. I'm just going to showcase, like, the fact that he goes in front of the smoke, gets a first frag onto Fallen, but goes through this smoke to fight CT. It's exactly this type of aggressive play that he was brought into the roster for.
You wanted to see that aggressive play tonight. It paid off there. Does it pay off moving forward into a game 3 on Dust 2?
Well, it kind of has to, right? You know, that's also a map where you...
What do we think, people? How's Dust 2 gonna go? Hopefully, it was a 13-3, 13-3, and maybe this one ends in 12-12 overtime.
They're probably excited to see the guys started popping off in this game. When I first came in,
pick the map, lose the map. Pick the map, lose the map. You can't write this stuff.
And what are our expectations for Heavy God in particular on Dust 2?
He's just been rock solid for G2, right? Lately, or I mean pretty much ever since he joined. And, you know, those are the positions that are not maybe the star rifler, but the guy who's playing lurk on T side, anchor on CT side, right? Like, they need to be very competent to make moves on their own, to take initiative, to punish aggressive plays, right? And Heavy God did all of that on Anubis.
And it's all about the responsibility that is also thrown at him. It is roles where you need to be making the right decision and be very good with your communication. And Heavy God has been one of those reasons to why G2 has been looked out for a while, right? He's definitely the player that has been standing out ever since he was picked up.
Some clean trades, and when he needs to, he can get it out himself. Pistol here cleans up 3, and Heavy God celebrates a 13 score as they take map number 2. We take a look at the overall numbers: 18 kills, just 10 deaths, 139 ADR. But the opening KD,
Heavy God was dangerous.
7-0, the best we saw yesterday.
They call him 007.
Yeah, that's
Not close
not
enough.
shabby for Heavy God, and you know, not often that you're gonna see him involved in that many openings, but just how the game turned out. And you know, I'm just hoping for a better game for these fans on Dust 2, right? And this does feel like this series could have been a best of 1, right? With these 2 maps and just how the veto played out, it was very, very strange. And G2 not showing up on the first map, Furia running away with it. So now on Dust 2, you're hoping get to a 3rd map, both teams are settled in, and this is where they're both going to feel a similar level of comfort.
Now we go the distance, right, Dupree?
Yeah, well, we have to. Like we're going to a 3rd, and I'm curious too the fact that those 2. I know that Fury, they picked up a 13-6 win against Nancy when I watched them over the group stage, but I didn't really feel like it was that confident. Their CT side was just not really anything that particularly put together. I think it really looked like a team that still, even though they've said they worked it out, still had a lot of issues. And I hope that if you look on the side of G2 that they can work it out. Look back at that game, because there were so many openings, especially when they came to the A-split. So, I mean, like, if G2 have done their homework, I think there's a lot of openings to be found.
Just to remind everybody where we are at in the tournament, we finished our round of 16 previous match. We are now into the quarterfinals. So what does that mean for both these teams? You win, you're into the semis. You're earning even more club championship points for your teams. And of course, you're getting a step closer to the arena on Sunday. As we take a look at what we have in store for us tomorrow, though, boys, 3 more quarterfinals, all here on the main stage. Dupree, which one has you most fired up?
I mean, obviously it has to be. I think actually Mouse as a foot is really good, but you know, Vitality Spirit is also one of those games that you got to be looking out for. The whole Saiwu Dunk conversation that we had earlier on was something that needs to be brought to the table. But regardless of that, you know, the lower side of the bracket is just so top heavy. So it's just incredible to see that all these teams are stacked down there.
We've had a party here in the STC Arena. Thank you for staying late with us. We've got one more map to go. Stay tuned for an interview with a dog. Map 3 after this. Woof woof.
Okay, now we just have to wait a little bit for map 3.
Artem, carry gel, okay, when you come back.
Guys, I'm all in middle, okay?
Guys, I'm taking Moto.
I have full status, guys. Okay.
Perfect.
I'm all in
We have middle.
Nice.
Bomb.
Big guy last. Artem, carry some B shit. Out there.
Nice, sick boys.
I am here with a very special guest. It is the one, the only, most important and stylish member of Furia, Barto. Barto, you've been in Paris for a little while. Oh, you're already active. Okay, Barto, how are you feeling?
That is like no comment. My lawyer said no comment.
So he's complaining he didn't get taken already to see the Eiffel Tower. So you want to go and see the Eiffel Tower? You might need to win the tournament first. Let Daddy do that, and then you can go. Let me ask you that. Do you think Daddy's going to win the tournament? Is Furia and Fallen going to go through and get revenge on Falcons if they meet in the grand final again? Oh, he's looking away because he said there's no way they're not losing. That's the confidence he has in his dad and his dad's team. I completely respect that. All right, Bardo, if they do win, he's going to make a lot of money. What would you do with that money if you could buy all the things you wanted? Anything you want, bro. He wants a bigger bed and a bigger bedroom than mum and dad have to himself with lots of treats. Okay, that's a good way of doing it. I really like that a lot. Well, Bardo,
The doggy's a little shy.
I'll let you go. Any last words for the fans?
Like, no, I don't want to say something.
No words to the fans, just a beautiful face. Oh, Bardo.
I love you. I love you. I love you.
At least the dog's friendly. No, not the face. No, not the face. Come on, man. My allergies are going crazy just looking at that.
Every clutch, every respawn. We were there for the years of grind, and we're here. now.
But it's cool, it's cool. Now we just need to wait for dust to start, and it's a couple of minutes. It shouldn't be too long, and then away we go. And on the docket we have for tomorrow is also a couple of quarterfinals. We've got 3 matches for tomorrow. Let's have a look at this whole schedule. We've got G2 and Furia currently. Then we have Foot and the Mouse at 1 o'clock. We've got Legacy and Falcons at 4 o'clock. And then we have Vitality and Spirit. This is going to be an interesting map, because these two guys, like Falcons, Vitality and Spirit, are all on the same bracket, all on the same side of the bracket. So they are going to find each other.
At the time, I remember I was nervous to ask him
So likely it's Vitality or Spirit, whoever, and then most likely Falcons over there. So it is a slightly more underdog going through here, mainly because like Spirit had very bad experiences getting to here, so they were seeded worse. Oh, should be interesting. Tomorrow should be fun. Then we have an interesting Saturday where we have 2 semi-finals, 4 o'clock and 7. And then on Sunday we've got the 3rd place at 10 and the final at 1:30. Will it be very exciting, when you say?
in 2016, I think. I was like 14 years old.
I will be live again for tomorrow afternoons, like after work games. So we should be able to post him a little bit there as well. So of course, if you want to check down the YouTubes, make sure to subscribe. If you're on the Twitch, give us a follow, and you can see when we're live. And those who are here, thanks for watching.
And it was like insane for us. And
match isn't closeness as well. It is close technically because it is one map, but it was a 13-3 and a 13-3 on both sides. So the maps weren't close, but at least the match is close.
Power. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Qiddiya City, powered by play.
Would you rather play with teammates that say nothing but have great aim, or play with teammates that have poor aim but have great info?
No comms and good aim.
Speaking of no comms, good aim, we've got the opposite here. I'm playing with you.
That was good. Great aim. I mean, I'm an IGL. Maybe I can communicate enough to make up for it.
Great aim. You don't care if they talk?
Yeah.
If I play with, let's say, Duki with Jabby or Goodies here, you know, we will we'll play and we can hopefully shoot, you know. Then if they just communicate good and they kind of follow our plans well, I think it's fine.
Communication.
Good communication.
And better aim, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. What about you?
Yeah, I would choose the same. I think you can win the game when you have the good comms, you know, but if you have only aim, yeah, it's hard.
Great info so I can get the kills.
See, that's a man of culture right there.
Yes.
I like that.
Good aim, but saying nothing. The teammates who don't say anything and they have great aim.
Everyone's
nah, it's all about good aim, boys.
So annoying if like they don't communicate, but I guess if they kill 2 or 3 people every. Okay. Exactly. Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, same. I think same. We just join server, kills them fast, and we go.
That they can speak.
Yeah. Good comms. Priority number 1. Good comms.
Yeah, because they can practice shooting.
It doesn't matter, but at least IGL will speak. If you have like 4 others that can shoot, it's GG, bro.
Imagine IGL playing on A, and no one speaking on B.
That would be hard.
Killing on B, or killing on...
Yeah, they've got great aim.
Yeah, but they cannot kill 24/7.
At the very end, who shoots harder wins.
I mean, I think that's valid.
Let's say Robin is quiet, but he's in a position to be quiet as well. So sometimes you don't need a guy communicating so much from those positions.
As long as he's getting the kills.
Yeah, and his aim is pretty good.
So it's the answer is it depends. Oh, great.
Crunchyroll. Everything anime, only on Crunchyroll. This is not an ad.
Our players started out as underdogs. The young Mongolian squad is rewriting esports history.
They're up in the series. Mongols close to throwing another knockout blow. 2 kills away.
He thinks he can come in here and play my game. He knows nothing but go!
you're done. This is my ladder. You can't climb it. It's better than me at Hardsuck Masters. You're going too far now. Your eyes buggy. Your elbows ashy. That airline? That's an L airline. Somebody better hold me. Okay, yeah. Do something.
Passionate.
You look nervous. You look short. Everything's good? Mm-hmm. Fight.
Do you really need the wraps?
Yeah, that feels like overkill to me.
Everyone is playing, you're not yet. EWC Play
EWC
is your
Play.
all-in-one platform to compete in fantasy, pick'em, and quests for a grand total of $300,000 in prize pool. Build your dream fantasy team in 5 different games and track your score with live results tables. Predict the winner of every game, every group stage, and every tournament. Complete daily and weekly challenges to earn boosters that help you climb the global leaderboard. Got what it takes? Join EWC Play now.
Goes back towards the B-bomb side and allows players to activate with the double. Radis 4 mode down immediately. Threes, well, one of these in the spam comes up. And he knows Azula is feeling the pressure. Donk.
The first of our quarterfinals here at Counter-Strike Esports World Cup require all 3 maps. 2 blowouts back-to-back, but hopefully Dust 2 is going to be a very different story.
Should be as well. Should be more of a brawl, more of a fight between these two teams. A little bit more middling on both their map pools, so they've got more experience, more reps on it. And we'll see how they bring into play. But the main topic has been just, you know, you mentioned one-sided. It's not even because of the maps necessarily. One team just doesn't show up. The other team shows up in the next map. So it's a weird situation now coming into this third one, where teams have just been so absent or so on point. So the question becomes who gets that hot start and who can have the...
Yeah, because it's 13-3 on each other's picks. So who's actually going to be able to decide, hello, I'm here to play. Will be another case of, yeah, let's see what happens. Hopefully it's a nice, exciting map. Nice and close, nice and tight.
For me, second map, I really enjoyed watching Hunter. I think called a great game, not only that, but also had some of the most impact.
Yeah, Heavy God had the frags at 18 kills, but Hunter certainly called just
double overtime, maybe.
Furia back and forth across the map, and then you also had a very clutch and impactful performance in bailing them out of a 2v4. We'll see how it all plays out here on Dust 2. Deciding map is going live. Winner moves on to the semifinals here at the Esports World Cup. Furia starting on the T side and moving 4 players into upper tunnels. Looking like a direct hit towards the B bomb site. A little head fake towards mid has pulled Nerds out of position.
We're congregating in upper.
Well, a quiet build up to what is obviously going to be a B hit. And only 1 player here defending for G2.
Furia has everything they want. Defense has been pulled out of the bomb site. Everyone's going to have to play retake. You're going to have a chance to get in. That smoke's taking its time. Good thing Molodoi gets the kill.
Desperado gets only 1.
Ooh.
Good trade from Hunter. At least keeps this round within the question for G2, but it's not looking 100%.
What the dualies do.
Coming out close to that double door.
There's no kit, and there's just the 1 smoke on Hunter, who's just below half HP. I guess your only option is to maybe bounce the smoke off the double doors to make it deep to give yourself some space to enter, but Hunter's already backing off. Like, there's no point in even going for it. Wanting to save the armor, save the smoke, the piece of utility for the next round. So Furia will open up Dust 2, this third map, with a pistol victory with the lead.
Molodoi steals away 1. Heavy guard, catch him as they try and leave towards the tunnels. Not going to work out for him as Furia will sprint away, and that is...
Well, that is slightly disappointing.
Going away on the T side. So
Kablooey! Well done. Well, so far, Eba has won the first round, won the map, so let's see if G2 can get back with the force.
Their minds going out between maps, not just because of the one-sided scoreline, but also because it's just a map they know they haven't really gotten their pool yet. So easy to kind of just forget that that occurred.
And also, it helps that you have a 13-3 win under your belt as well in this series.
The second round by for Furia and for G2. MP9's picked up 5-7s. A little bit of utility on this CT side. Going to deploy these smokes. Aggression in towards tunnels. Yuri senses it and backs out into safety. And Furia happy to play this patient. Play this opening of the round slow. Knowing the second round bye, seeing all this utility dumped early by the G2 defense, they know again, late round advantages will be in their favor.
Going to see this crunch of Furia players coming into the tunnels to try and clear it at the same time. Bad time to have a cough, Mattis. Oh, that is a devastating timing.